Sir, below is Sunday. Alchemy has lasted nearly 20 years. This is my newly refined second grade, Xingyuan Pill, a high grade, Xingyuan Pill. I want to ask the old gentleman to take a look.
The furnace fire is too urgent. The cinnabar aura has subsided.
That is a harsh statement.
For refining gas with fewer than 4 barrels.
It is okay to eat.
Above that is wasting snacks. The lesson Xiaodan caused a scene at the event. The black market was handed over to them on its own.
The gentleman had keen eyesight. There was a senior in the business alliance who was quite interested in you. If you wish, sir, you may leave the inner bureau tonight and sit for a while. Let's talk about the trading of high-grade pills. If you truly have something good in your hand.
Anything can be discussed.
What is it on the black market?
Tonight, let me sit in the internal bureau.
Then, I'll go with you.
All right.
At today's minor alchemy gathering, the single was cut off. 5 streets apart can hear it. 赵凤山那张脸.
Just thinking about it is satisfying.
The reason I invited you here today is to invite you to play a little game. Gambling on alchemy is not about practicing or watching. Each round, 1 unopened pill was produced. Gamblers judged that the product's efficacy was defective. Those who bet on the correct prize received snacks.
Gambling on pills is to test my quality.
All right.
The third rank, lower realm rank, still practiced.
The Q nourishing pill is not a big problem if the heat is slightly weak.
The order wasn't even cleared, and putting away the fire, it leaked.
Indeed. There was a single residual surface layer for 1 lit.
Third, rank mid-grade appearance.
The elders of the second rank and upper ranks were intimidated. The sunlight clearly doesn't bring pressure to the third grade.
A second rank person needs to be reconsidered.
Cancel the order.
The elixir energy has all dispersed. If you don't even look at him, then what else is there to look at?
This round of anger is 100,010 pressures. This is not a wasted order. Inside is the heart of medicine.
The medicinal heart of a third-grade pill.
Half a live piece of small stones and prizes were delivered to the teacher's desk.
Inside, there was also a chamber for the Grand Secretariat. The tea is better, and the water is more tranquil. There are a few deals suitable for sitting down and chatting slowly.
If the tea is good, that is fine.
All right.
Keeping up with you in the third round. Did you figure it out, or just gamble?
Guess what? I am less and less willing to guess now.
Because every time I guess the answer, it is even more ridiculous than mine.
Do you have a stable 4th rank or above in your hands?
How much can you black market demons really handle?
The black market isn't short of snacks, nor is it short on prices. What is truly lacking is a stable supply of high-quality products.
If you can sell for a long time.
The black market offers can be 20% higher than those offered at Baikal Pavilion.
Let's take another look.
This was something I had recently collected from a piece of clothing scraps.
A few old friends have seen it. Everyone said it was ruined. If you, sir, can discern the true meaning of the school tonight, this box of things is delivered.
The first 3 are useless. The 4th one barely scrapes out some medicinal residue. Not worth much. Finally, this shell, corroded by the cold and gloomy energy.
The properties of the medicine are completely confused, but the loyal heart inside is still alive.
Fire attribute potions are not scattered, but sealed by the chill. Normal techniques can't penetrate. If someone can peel off the outer shell of the shell, reactivate dancing. This pill is at least 4th grade.
Before delivering it, I was full of thoughts about how to set traps on the black market. And the result. Peony wins the round, and Spirit Stones get another box of special useless orders. This person was really here to browse the black market. Or just here to snag a bargain.
Yunshan City really is a great place to get rich.
Qi refining reached the 6th level.
What you take away, I will gradually reclaim it with interest.
You last night.
How can you take care of the young lady rushing in early in the morning?
Just to keep an eye on me, to see what kind of medicine you've taken.
Slept well last night. Her complexion naturally improved.
Let me in. There is new news from the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Please. This is definitely not something any blessing beauty pill can achieve. This person is undergoing a complete transformation. The Pavilion Master has already started making arrangements. The details of the pill channels and revenue. Sharing will be scheduled in the next few days. There's one more thing. Rumors spread on the black market. Last night, a mysterious old shyness teamed up for several single betting games. In the end, he was personally escorted out by Steward Wei. This news had already spread through the black market's secret channels to several major circles in Yunshan City. Now you are basically half-stepping to the city's pill factory. Understood. The Pavilion Master asked me to remind you. Lately, go out less and try to avoid more people watching you than you think.
Clearly. And so on.
Help me get something. The second grade spirit beast bone requires the spine of a fire gold beast. Then, come 3 warm wheat grass stalks.
5. Metal fire. Pattern rice.
What pill are you going to refine? These few items together, the medicinal properties are too mixed, and the toleration rate is extremely low.
Who says I need to refine elixirs?
I want to do it again. It worked.
Comfortable. If you take the right path, Black Cloud Mountain, combined with elixirs, is now the most perfect way to cultivate.
Try it. So, what do you think?
I didn't cook it, so I guess I did.
If it is bad, don't force yourself.
Just after another bowl. I just want to confirm the effectiveness of this medicine. 百草的票评估价值 needs to be valued.
This woman's mouth was even harder than the shell of a 4th-grade fire pill.
Eat.
Eat to your heart's content. There is plenty today.
Mr. Yi. My surname is Zhao, and I am the steward of the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
The Pavilion Master specifically instructed me to invite you over.
Pavilion Master. Gu. What do you want from me?
The Master said there is an even bigger business to discuss with you. The specific details still depend on you, and you need to personally visit Zone Commercial. Although this place is quiet, but shopping on a daily basis might not be very convenient. If you need anything, just ask your subordinates to handle it.
I am a man who is cleansed. He rarely goes out on a regular day.
Clean it up. Okay.
Those who cultivate themselves must avoid restlessness and agitation. However, Yunshan City has been far from peaceful lately. I heard there was quite a stir in the black market last night. Mr. Yi, if you go over there,
you need to bring a few more people.
Manager Zhao has gone to great trouble. I am just a poor old man. Where would you have the spare money to join the black market?
The gentleman joked.
The probing between his words was extremely obvious. I ask about arrangements for my lodging. I ask about my habits when I go out. And even steer the topic onto the black market. I've already made a note of this person.
Last night's black market incident. Someone in the cabinet leaked your residence. And your intentions regarding the deal with our Baikao Pavilion. These messages have already reached the ears of those who shouldn't have heard them. There are ghosts inside our Baikao Pavilion. Mr. Ye, during this period, you must be careful.
Never let outsiders figure out what you are really up to. And don't reveal exactly how much stock you have.
I understand that the steward Zhao you just brought me here talks quite a lot.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing meaningful. He just felt he was asking too many details. Even which street I usually walk. Whether or not to go to the black market, you have to inquire about it.
Manager, Zhao disappeared.
The situation is already very clear. He was now a piece of fragrant fat meat in Yinshan City. Baikao Pavilion tried to win him over.
The black market wanted to test him. The city secretly tried to probe his background.
This situation seems dangerous, but as long as it is used well, it can become a springboard for his rapid rise.
The Qing Hall.
From today onward, all the coordination and arrangements on Mr. Yi's side. You are personally in charge. Any other steward in the cabinet
must not be broken or damaged. This is to completely cut off internal conflicts of interest. He had pinned all the treasures on him, Yi Changsheng.
From now on, whenever you go out, tell me first.
Why are you afraid I'll die outside?
I fear that all the herbs will be gone and white as companions. You are now our biggest client. If anything happens to you, I won't be able to explain to the pavilion master.
He was well aware of this himself.
That sentence just now.
Absolutely not. Not just for the business of Baikal Pavilion. Traveling all the way from the ancient show relic site. This ruthless and secretive man. It already holds an extremely special place in his heart.
More than one person came. There are 3 in total. The footsteps were very scattered. The breathing rhythm is long and even. This was truly a well-prepared cultivator. Who sent you here?
Not saying anything.
Ha! I have plenty of ways to get you to speak.
The Corpse Black Fang Gang. These reckless bastards. It seems the last cleaning wasn't clean enough. You are getting more and more skilled.
A habit born from poverty.
This old guy had just killed without blinking. But now, he was acting like a poor old farmer.
Old Yi was startled last night. This is a small token of appreciation from the cabinet.
Since he had taken the title of guest minister,
You have to show some sincerity.
3 grade, 3 primordial pills. 1 grade 4, lower single gathering spirit pill. The orange color is all top notch.
And exchange for a batch of spiritual herbs below the 3rd grade. This second box contains long-standing scrap orders from Jerry, which no one has handled. A total of 300 jin. They're all here.
On paper, he exchanged 4th grade pills for these things. It seemed only he knew about it. The real value is this box of trash that others look down on.
This old guy is not incapable of doing business.
He is too good at calculating.
He always picks on others, doesn't want them, and works hard. What others see as trash, it would definitely be of great use in his hands. Ye Lao, since Baikal Pavilion has given you the status of Keqing, naturally, we hope to have a long-term partnership. If you only occasionally have 1 or 2 4th grade pills, that is only worth today's price. But if you really ship steadily, Baikal Pavilion can give you a higher position. You can even be alone in the city.
Issue a separate supply line order. Opening a dedicated supply line.
This meant he would fully control the pricing power of a portion of Yunshan City's pills. This has already gone beyond the scope of ordinary cooperation. Jiyu Wangzhou was treating it as a long-term source of income.
the pavilion master felt at ease.
As long as the materials are sufficient, the elixir will not run out.
In the past, when Yu Miao sect was involved, that meager monthly salary, struggling and searching, not even enough to buy 2 decent pills. Every day, people treat you as worthless trash. Now, as soon as he makes a sale, he pulls in a box of resources, 5,000 and a few stones. In the past, this was a huge sum he never even dared to dream of.
Are you short on money?
Who in cultivation isn't short of money?
100 Herbs Pavilion.
3 days later, the black market will host a real private alchemy ritual. It was definitely not just local rogue cultivators from Yunshan City who came. There were also several nearby cultivators. The prominent figures in the city, Dan Shu and a medicine merchant, clearly wrote in a letter. If Yi Changsheng is willing to restore the situation, the black market can arrange a seat for him in the main seat.
Yi Changsheng has been in the spotlight far too little lately. He had just become a distinguished guest at the 100 Herbs Pavilion, lost 3 more artifact refiners. Late-game assassins. If he tries to make a fuss on the black market now, it will definitely attract even more fierce glances. Those medicine merchants from the outer city are much harder to deal with than the rogue cultivators in Yunshan City. They hold money and power. His methods were even more ruthless.
I am going.
Having a strategy means having resources. Having resources means you can improve your cultivation faster.
When it comes to danger,
the path he is taking now, there was no step that was absolutely safe.
There is space for integration.
Inside were 2 4th grade, lower, tier cinnabars. Additionally, 3 pieces of 3rd, grade high, grade cinnabar.
All of it was forcibly deposited using those useless bills and old pills.
Released from seclusion.
Miss Gu.
In a black market like this, what should you wear to look more elegant?
Whatever you wear, it looks like you just grabbed someone. He didn't know whether this change was good or bad, but he was clear. This gaunt old man was already in his heart. It occupies a position that cannot be ignored.
Your Excellency may enter.
Miss, please move forward and wait for the listen.
Wait for me here.
The water here is too deep. The Beika Pavilion signboard might not be useful here. If something happens to Yi Changsheng inside, he simply couldn't rush to rescue her immediately. This feeling of being out of control made him very uncomfortable.
Oh dear! Brother Yi, you must let Wei and the others.
This is Master Yi, who has recently been making waves in Yunshan City. At the minor Dan gathering, one glance breaks the elixir. In our black market gambling scene, Lienqi also tops the chart several times. Now, he is even treated as an honored guest by the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Today, I have specially invited Brother Yi to be the main seat. Everyone got to know each other well.
The Qi refining terminal was at most 5 or 6 layers.
Which of those present wasn't at the late Qi refining stage?
An old man with this level of cultivation, even if your eyes are a bit sharp, to discern the authenticity of several pills. In this private game that truly tests depth and strength, how much weight could it possibly hold?
If this jade pot were to pass smoothly, at least 3 mid-grade spirit stones and red spirit fruits, bring it home and crush it, pairing it with your own useless list.
You can definitely make a pot of nourishing Lingshan.
Since everyone is here, let's not waste any more time.
Old rules.
This first round is not a betting order.
Only medicine is visible.
These 15 boxes contained rare spiritual herbs collected from various places. The rules are simple. Guessing the year, calculating the properties of medicine, estimating a rough setup.
Who gives the most accurate answer?
Among these spiritual herbs, the winner of the round will be the winner.
There was no need to use divine sense to probe at all. The feeling from my left hand was clear, as if I had seen it with my own eyes. He had already uncovered every detail of these 15 spiritual herbs in his mind.
This is number 3. It is the spirit of the hollow shell armor. Number 7. Salt has been ripened for 20 years with chemical solution. The cold air of number 9 has been pressing for 150 years.
Starting price is at least 500. Low quality. Snacks are all in pairs. Not a single mistake.
Brother Yi, your reputation truly lives up to its reputation. This first round belongs to you alone.
This old man is real. He won't take even the slightest loss.
Originally, to take the lead, who would have thought that at the very beginning, all the spotlight was stolen by a fallen outsider, and the old cultivator snatched it all away.
HM.
Since everyone is in such high spirits today, I took out this newly freshly brewed 3rd grade high-grade spirit recovery pill. I invite all comrades present to participate in the award and evaluation.
It also adds some good luck to this round. We do business on the black market. Damn. With a bit of eyesight and guessing, the herbs have been unearthed. At most, it is just a coincidence.
A true master of alchemy. Yan. This Huiling pill is patent in pairs.
The color and luster are so focused.
It is definitely a top-tier 3rd. Great return pill.
Master Yan is willing to show it and open our eyes. This is the blessing we have been waiting for.
Brother Yi.
Look at Yan Daoshu. So generous today. Even the treasures kept at the bottom of their chests were brought out.
Why don't you also give everyone a few comments?
位置是说的极对。
Taoist Yi's sharp insight just now, that was truly awe-inspiring to me.
If it were Yongshan City, this name would be legitimate.
Master Yi did not grant me a few words of instruction. It makes this old man's peel completely useless.
The pill is indeed a good third-grade pill.
Unfortunately, it is not suitable for living people to eat.
Absurd.
Don't think you've guessed a few spiritual herbs! He can shamelessly boast here! This spirit revival pill is the best choice for chi refining cultivators to save their lives and replenish their spirits. The painstaking effort I personally forged. How did you get there? From the mouth of an outsider. Does it become something unsuitable for living people? You are basically here to scold you and cause trouble.
In pursuit of the ultimate return to the soul, forcibly doubled the speed of the vineless vine. He also used eye-eating grass and dried young powder as an introduction. These three are all things created by great creation. Taking one when your blood flows smoothly is indeed fine. The healing effect can also be doubled. But the spirit recovery pill is mostly meant to save lives when seriously injured in magical battles.
Amid the chaotic spiritual energy, your chi generation, cleansing, Dan power will directly burn the user's main meridians. Once or twice. The scars are not noticeable.
After years and months of swallowing, the foundation of the Chi-Si will inevitably be riddled with holes.
If you are so confident in your own elixir,
And if you take it regularly,
now, you should diligently practice your practice at night. The meridian, 3 Kan, below the right, rib.
It will definitely sting a little.
Is what I said right?
He was completely right. For the past 6 months, he had always thought those 4 needle pupils were caused by excessive mental exhaustion from alchemy. He didn't even think about the pill's backlash. Now, being exposed on the spot by Yun Shenchen and other prominent figures. No matter what, he couldn't bring himself to admit it.
Master Yan, what Taoist Yi said is true. The ratio is indeed too noisy.
Although the recovery speed is fast, it is heavy.
The last dose did not harm the source.
Bullets really shouldn't be touched lightly.
Life. Saving things.
Don't try to show off. It turned into a slow knife specialized for cutting human meridians.
It had been a while since he had been up for a while. He knew very well the way these veteran Blackstone guests operated. One wrong move, and you'd end up swallowed alive.
No, bro, farewell.
This old fellow. He really refuses to eat wherever he goes, even a bit of hidden loss.
Since everyone is here, let's not waste any more time.
This item was obtained on the black market from the relics of a fallen Danshu. Many peers with keen eyesight have also been able to see things. Some say this is a wasted order. Some say this is a poisonous list. Some even asserted that this was furnace slag that hadn't been fully refined at all.
Today's third round. Let's just play something a bit more challenging. If anyone can determine the origin of this thing, the order and its intended use, this round was considered a victory.
The location is.
There was no secret at all.
This is a failed poison pill. The medicinal properties inside had long since been completely wiped out. These cracks on the outer layer are marks of uncontrolled heat, causing the medicinal effects to backfire.
Keeping this kind of thing for assigning someone has no value at all.
What Master Yan said is absolutely correct. This really is a bullet. It was lifeless, devoid of any spiritual power.
Brother Ye,
why don't you come and take a look?
This is definitely not a waste bomb.
That lifeless layer of scoop skin was completely disguised beneath that gray-white hard shell, tightly sealing an extremely pure lightning attribute.
The medicine is fine, dense, and violent.
Always on the verge of an outbreak.
This thing is not a poison pill, nor is it a useless pill.
Even a blind person could see the deathly aura on it!
This was a peel that had been deliberately half-refined and ruined. The gray patterns and deathly aura on the outer layer were all just a fabricated illusion. The purpose was to conceal the true medicinal aura inside. The true name of this thing should be the Thunder Vein Pill.
Real value was the Thunder Vein medicine core, hidden beneath the deathly aura shell. If a cultivator practices thunder type techniques, Some cultivate the body to break through the passes and break the vessels. Or if the body suffers a severe blow, and the need to forcibly reshape the meridians. Swallow this medicine heart. Its effects far surpassed ordinary 4th grade pills.
The original owner of this pill did leave a few words before dying.
On that fragmented sentence slip, the words Thunder Vein were vaguely mentioned. Blackstone consumes a tremendous amount of manpower, and with human and material resources. No one has ever been able to give a definite answer.
Today's answer to this mystery is due to an outsider who has fallen on hard times.
I casually unwrapped it.
All right. Excellent.
Brother Yi, those eyes are truly miraculous. The saint of this 3rd round is none other than Brother Yi.
By the rules, this bizarre coin is yours. Brother Yi.
Brother, here are more news pieces after news. Consider it a good luck for your younger brother. 3 days later, the black market will have a group of people from the outer city. The damaged pill furnaces and discarded medicine boxes brought in. All are goods that have never been handled before. If brother, the old brother made the decision and let you choose 1 round first.
Wei Jun really put in a lot of effort. 3 days later, Yi would definitely show up on time.
今日这套和铁树 I came ended here.
He made a fortune. And today he made a fortune from the black market. Not only did it severely suppress the arrogance of local single-day offenders, having secured a ticket to enter the higher-level trading circle. The most crucial thing is this lightning cell order. For others, this might be a hidden danger. But for someone like me who possesses a mutated spirit seed, absolutely priceless.
His health was now severely depleted. There is little left in my lifespan. If you want to replenish your chi and blood in a very short time.
Breaking through the realm.
Ordinary gentle elixirs had no effect at all.
Only this overwhelmingly domineering Thunder Vein medicinal power. Only then could he forcibly break through the blockages in his decaying body. This Thunder Vein pill was the key step for him to defy fate and change his fate.
The Black Market Business Alliance is the most pragmatic, regardless of seniority or background. A thing with real value.
I just put on this pose.
It was like openly announcing to everyone present. This face cried before, and they admitted it on the black market. If anyone dares to provoke them again, that would be another slap in the face to the black market.
Having been in Yunshan City for so many years, Yan Songa had never suffered such humiliation as today. And yet, at this critical moment, he didn't even dare utter a harsh word. Wei Zhi stood right beside him. If he dares to lose his temper at this moment, tomorrow, his body will be thrown into a mass grave outside the city.
There are plenty of people who want to kill him. As early as several decades ago, he crawled out of a pile of corpses. Now there is another Yan Songhai. It is nothing special.
How? Are you still afraid someone will take me to refine pills?
I am just afraid you'll die inside. At that time, the 100 Herbs Pavilion will have to go to great lengths to find a new guest elder.
What is this? How could an ordinary old cultivator possibly have such sharp eyes? Ordinary exiled disciples. And it is impossible to navigate a place like the black market, where people are ruthless and head hunting. He can even give up his seat, which is the kind of habit of an old fox who keeps his head down. How many secrets is this person hiding? What exactly did you do before?
When you were young, your luck was unlucky. Delayed.
The seemingly shabby old man before him. The old world he carries far exceeds his imagination. It is a true worldly passing. Everything.
Crawling out of the endless abyss. Deathly silence. And so on, holding on to.
Of course. He knew the value of this cold crow spirit herb. For taxis practicing ice, type techniques. This is definitely a great tonic. They can be encountered, not sought. This is too valuable. I can't take it.
You've been waiting downstairs for so long tonight, running alongside you all the way. I have to give you a hard sword.
Take it.
This thing doesn't work on me.
If you go to the black market again, tell me in advance.
It was to say that the empty-handed old man publicly stepped on his face.
Black market merchant Baiming wanted to protect that old man named Yi Chengsheng on the surface. I can't even make a move. But I can't swallow this anger.
In the middle of the night. Old folk! Tired of living!
Blind your dog's eyes. I, Yan Songe, have your Black Duck Gang leader come out and meet me?
What dog farewell? The key is the downward move! Knight, who dares to think of leaving?
You are going to die at the hands of this unknown little lackey. His seriousness would almost make him the laughingstock of the entire Yunshan city.
Is this old gentleman looking for our leader?
Take it and tell your leader. The alchemist, Yan Suhi, requests to see him.
Sir, please wait a moment. I will go report to you right away.
The two chiefs made a request.
Mr. Yan, your reputation is well known in Yongshan City. A dignified alchemist. Coming to my den of thieves in the middle of the night.
What honorable matter do you have?
I won't beat around the bush with you. I have a batch of pills on hand.
As long as your Black Fang gang does one thing for me. All these pills belong to you, Pills.
This is a gang that licks its blood on the edge. The rarest resource. With pills, more experts can be cultivated.
Can seize more territory. Mr. Yan is truly generous. Tell me, who do you want us to kill?
Help me kill an alchemist. His name was Yi Changsheng.
This name sounds somewhat familiar.
The brothers who were recently sent to rob the Baikal Pavilion.
Suddenly, someone ambushed and killed him.
Do you know who did it? Back to the second? In comment? It seems this is Yi Changsheng.
Now it is Baikal Pavilion. Qijing, truly searching high and low, in vain.
She was just worried about not finding a chance to investigate that old man's background.
And now someone has come to pay the bill on their own. Old and new grudges should be counted together.
Master Yan requested to sit. Let's discuss how to review it.
This Thunder Vein pill is extremely effective.
Not only did he completely consolidate the realm he had forcibly advanced before, he even made him break through to the Qi refining realm, the 7th level. Just one step away from reaching the 8th floor.
Others cultivate immortality with a skillful way to maintain their youth. This old fellow is like this. It was like rejuvenating a child.
What are you staring at me so early in the morning?
He passed away. Nothing was seen. What are your plans today?
Simple cultivation. Eating grass. Eating grass. As you get older, eating more vegetarian foods is good for your health.
Why is Baikal Bro in trouble again?
I want to ask if you can accompany me to a place called 100 Medicines Valley today.
Just hearing the name Baiyao made it seem like a treasure trove.
At the very least, the mountains and fields should be covered with 100 kinds of spiritual herbs. Right?
For someone like me. A poor guy desperately hungry for resources.
This is simply a deadly temptation.
With our relationship.
I'll go with you to the women's bathhouse.
You have to pay for it.
As long as Ling Yao bravely earns money, what is the point of getting scolded a few times? Since it is called Baiyao Valley,
the spiritual thoughts inside must be of high grade. His left hand was already hungry and hungry.
As long as you can easily grab some bargains, breaking through to 8,000 for weapon refinement is definitely possible.
No matter how you look at it, this place doesn't seem like a feng shui treasure land where spiritual herbs can grow. He couldn't even sense the slightest change in spiritual energy.
Me school!
The Valley of 100 Herbs you mentioned.
Can you tell me its full name?
The valley, where 100 pharmacists are buried.
What is wrong, Miska?
In the cultivation world, we usually call such places tombs or mass graves.
You came out early in the morning, saying you'd take me to a good place. But you brought me to visit the grave. I didn't even have breakfast.
That technique is pretty ruthless.
How great the hatred, the great resentment.
This place is buried with the talent you mentioned. They came up with the name 100 Medicines Valley.
Is it because this name misleads so many people?
Retaliated against.
Is that many people resent it less? So after death, there was no peace.
If it were an ordinary person, they would already feel creeped out again. But I felt an inexplicable long-lost sadness. Thinking carefully,
I myself have been lying in a grave for over 30 years, listening to the chirping of insects underground, feeling the warmth of the earth. This place feels just like returning to my hometown.
Cherish one's kin.
Miss Gu. Here, you are buried.
They are my parents.
Father, my daughter couldn't walk anymore.
This is probably the last time I come to see you.
Mother, how many years has it been since you came back to visit?
Lately, I've been dreaming of you. Arya also went to cultivate immortality 10 years ago.
Jajali. Now there are so many children, so many people. So many people are by the girl's side.
But I miss you so much.
All people are like ants.
100 years pass in, no more than a single swing of the sword by the master. Back then, he was ruined and lost his fresh beauty. All I can do is watch helplessly as the people around me grow old one by one, slowly heading toward death.
He was used to carrying everything himself. Suddenly being held in someone's arms like this. First, the reaction wasn't to draw the sword. Instead, there was a brief moment of distraction.
Aren't you afraid of where father is?
Is it his 90 year? Old daughter with a face full of wrinkles.
That one just now was too windy.
You are blinded. She had lived so long.
I've never been held like this by a man before. It was truly a great bargain. Ye Changsheng, keep talking nonsense. I'll bury you here.
Miss Gu.
What exactly is going on with this grave?
How great a grudge could be destroyed like this?
This girl really has a stubborn temper.
Clearly, she was a delicate young lady.
She insisted on doing such rough work.
Spiritual energy radiates outward, controlling objects through the air.
This old fellow's control over spiritual energy was terrifyingly precise.
Alright, don't look at me with that kind of gaze. It is merely a matter of raising a hand. Thank you. This was the first time he'd heard Gu Qingtang say thank you. His usual cold demeanor. Now, he actually looks much more pleasing.
This thing looks really good. Looking. And it also contains a faint spiritual energy.
Using it as a tribute is simply a waste of a natural treasure.
Not good.
So it was haunted. Huh? No, wait! Haunted!
Miss Gu.
Is this place often haunted?
I've been here so many times. If only it really were haunted. Even if it was just once. I can see them one more time.
Now look up.
Maybe we really might see something.
There was nothing.
Do you think it is interesting to joke about the dead?
Only he could see these ghostly things.
Could it be that he got his come up because he cheated and ate the dead's food?
Could these old ghosts be planning to gang up and strangle him?
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's talk this out. I am just hungry. Stealing a piece of your tribute. Surely it wouldn't be necessary to perform such a grand ceremony. Would it?
I beg the county magistrate to save me. My child! My child!
Qi and blood are overflowing and busy.
Vitality flourishes.
This girl was lively and lively. When he pinched the soft flesh below his waist just now.
The strength of the hand is very strong.
How did he look like he was in mortal danger? Have you two been underground for too long?
You are old and confused. Your daughter is kneeling right here.
Not a single hair was lost for no reason.
The Immortal Master had things he did not know. When Qingtang was 7 years old, my wife and I suddenly died.
Outsiders think we are out searching for medicine.
Encountered a high-level demon beast.
But in reality, our deaths were all carefully planned.
How interesting. Who schemed against you? Such a big matter. Could Gu Qingtang not know a single hint of it?
At that time, the clear tongue tree was still young. Naturally, they know nothing. In fact, even when we ourselves die, we are confused.
We have been trapped in this grave for more than 10 years. Until one day, a few years ago.
By chance, I heard someone come here for a secret meeting.
Only then did I realize who the real culprit behind our deaths back then.
The Black Fang Gang and the City Lord's mansion.
This news is truly explosive. The Black Fang Gang in Yunshan City has always been a cancer.
Thanking him for the act of killing and robbery, which is nothing unusual at all.
But the City Lord's mansion is an official force. On the surface, it has always maintained order and fairness. These two families were secretly wearing the same pair of pants. He joined forces to kill the manager of Baikao Pavilion.
The value of this intelligence is simply immeasurable. If operated properly, it will definitely yield a huge profit. Even if they kill you, so many years have passed. They had never laid a hand on Guqiang. Why do you suddenly say they want to kill your child?
Are they planning to completely seize control of Baikao Pavilion?
After the punch, they cut the grass and rooted out.
Killed my child, 我的孩子. Or kidnap him to the Black Fang Gang.
She became a concubine for that old black man.
先唱.
As long as you're willing to lend a hand, we absolutely won't let you go through all the trouble. Here, all the corpses of apothecaries and pills who died tragically throughout the ages are buried here. Their minds contain hundreds or even thousands of pills, secret recipes, and countless precious herbal knowledge. We have already discussed it. As long as the immortals are willing to protect the Qingtang, we are willing to share all this knowledge with you.
Never drafting them privately.
We ask for nothing more. I only hope you, sir, can protect him completely.
If it truly cannot be carried out.
Even if you forcibly kidnap him, but he was fine to stay away from this place of trouble. As long as he can live healthily. Even if it meant being utterly destroyed, my wife and I were willing.
The prescriptions and knowledge of hundreds of pharmacists. It is practically a moving treasure trove. With these things, he could definitely save decades of hard work on the path of alchemy.
The pay is too generous.
Not to mention it.
Gentlemen, what kind of talk is this? Given the life and death bond between me and Miss Guo, even if there is no revenge, I will also fight to protect his safety.
I, Yi, have always valued loyalty and affection in both personal and social matters. I am definitely not here for your knowledge of pills and herbs. Please don't misunderstand.
Although he couldn't see clearly,
but he definitely saw a smile of a new trick on the faces of these old ghosts.
Thank you, Director Shi.
Only at this moment did he fully understand. The reason I was able to run into these ghostly things today, there was absolutely no coincidence. It was all because the left hand, this abnormal spirit seed, was exerting its strength. This thing not only imbues inanimate objects, it can even directly absorb the memories and power of soul entities presenting techniques. It is absolutely domineering.
These old ghosts are really fierce at alchemy.
Over 100 people. Centuries of knowledge about alchemy. Countless failed furnace explosions have led to fire control experience. Hundreds or thousands of heavenly gates. Even lost ancient pill formulas. This was 10 times more vigorous than the library of the Outer Sect Alchemy Institute of Yunmiao Sect.
This is no wandering ghost. These are clearly a group of shining gods of wealth.
Why are you so kind? This guy has always been the main ideal of Wu Qizao.
All the stinky peach hearts on camera are alchemists. The elder should show him some respect.
Although he never spoke seriously, at its core, it was quite meticulous.
What is wrong?
I think you should kowtow a few more times.
I just had a couple of times with my parents.
I mean,
you should knock on every tombstone. After all, these are your family's ancestors. I can't exactly say these old ghosts just passed on all their lifelong skills to me. Can I? Since you have received such a big benefit, and had Gu Qingping, the junior of Baikao Pavilion, bow to them, at least it was a way to comfort these old ghosts.
That is true.
How about we go somewhere else and take a look around?
Why has Baikao Pavilion now? Come to a guest I really don't want to see.
The second young master of the City Lord's mansion.
Sigh. The second young master of the City Lord's mansion actually swaggered arrogantly, acting as an honored guest from the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
Sharing what is appropriate. Such a vague feeling.
Those old ghosts once said, the ultimate goal of the City Lord's mansion and the Black Crow Gang is to completely annex the 100 Herbs Pavilion. And after the matter succeeds, they must eliminate the roots completely. Kidnap Gu Qingchang and take her to be a concubine to the leader of the Black Fang Gang. This second young master was now frequently coming and going to the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Definitely with ill intentions. Most likely, it is when they're scouting trees or applying pressure This girl is still in the dock. He had no idea that the author was from the faction of the father's killer. But even if you tell them now, no one believed it. And they might even turn against the city lord's mansion. Absolutely not. Where do you want to go?
Let's take a trip to the black market. I want to go buy something.
Where else would you go?
Instead of going to the pill area, he went to check on the leaders and F.A. Shu.
Are there any daggers of good quality?
Yes.
Just a few days ago, I had a round.
It is necessary. Necessary.
They were all ordinary items, and all the materials used were the crystal iron and balanced steel from the mortal world. Not even a trace of spiritual energy. However, when used against ordinary warriors or low-level cultivators.
But it was just barely enough.
Vajra is forged and tempered 3 times.
Iron was cut like mud, and I dared not speak of it.
Cutting through gold and jade is absolutely no problem.
This one is quite sharp.
Then, this is the one to choose.
Sai, J, although why buy dagger? But it wasn't enough to let the dignified young lady personally go into hand-to-hand combat.
Confidential. Confidential.
If the strength is not right.
Ever since he left the blacksmith shop earlier, Yu's extremely subtle gaze kept glued to them.
This feeling was all too familiar to him.
In his previous life, the cultivation world was struggling countless times. The edge of life and death has long been let go. His sense of danger was ingrained in his bones. The other party was extremely alert. His dodging moves were very skilled. Definitely not ordinary street thugs. He went to Bio Valley. I was surrounded by a clean environment.
No tail at all.
But after entering the black market, only then did those few glances suddenly appear. And the number is quietly increasing. They are the informants of the black market itself. Or have the city lord's mansion and the Black Duck gang already set their sights on you? Although they are hidden, there is no obvious hostility or murderous intent. It is more of a form of surveillance and investigation. It seems the other side doesn't plan to make a move for now. Since that is the case, let's just pretend for now. If we don't know.
Now the enemy is dark, while we are light.
Alerting the enemy by striking the grass is definitely the most foolish approach.
This is definitely not ordinary jade.
Inside it contained an extremely pure water or ice elemental spiritual energy. It might even be some kind of broken spirit.
All the bracelets around him were ordinary items. This old man was clearly not good at recognizing quality. He sold this treasure as an ordinary broken jade bracelet.
Boss, how much is this bracelet?
5 taels. 5 taels. Just this broken orange. There are scratches on it? Are you trying to rob money?
How about this? I'll give you 15 taels.
Give me these 2 bracelets together, deliberately raising the price.
Focusing on that white jade bracelet. It gives the impression that he actually has a crush on that white jade bracelet. Holding a jade bracelet as if it were the sky was an illusion.
After so many years in the black market, what kind of people haven't you seen? This kid volunteered to pay more. This shows that white jade bracelets are quite valuable. Antiques. Trying to snag a bargain.
No. Not go. You sure have a sharp eye. The second bracelet is my ancestral treasure.
Selling 50 taels.
Not a single copper coin is missing.
50 taels.
Why don't you go rob him? Old man!
Sigh.
Forget it.
I don't have enough money on me right now. Let's just buy the first one first.
It is just boring. Sell it if you want.
A piece of junk sold for 5 taels. And even kept the family heirloom worth 50 taels. Today was a huge win.
All right. I'll take a small loss and sell you off.
Boss, how much does this bracelet cost?
50 taels of ancestral treasures.
And never bargained in price.
What a worthless thing! A broken bracelet for 50 taels. Is this old man crazy broke?
Ye Changsheng's mind was filled with cultivation and calculation. He definitely doesn't wear bracelets himself. Moreover, this is clearly a women's bracelet. There is only one scenario. She bought it for a certain woman. Which woman would he give it to? The women in the 100 Herbs Pavilion, or other women he met outside.
Where should we go to check out this table next?
For you. Take it.
4. Why did you buy it for me?
Why did this girl suddenly come out? This expression. Could it be that she finds the bracelet too worn? It makes no sense at all. Look at you. This girl is quite handsome.
I just want to buy it for you.
He never expected that. Yi Changsheng actually said something like this. Even the light strip cost 5 taels of silver.
If you do not feel sorry, it is only 5 taels of silver.
Skipping a few meals of meat saves the money.
For the next month, sis,
How am I supposed to eat 10 times?
Saving you money.
Do as you please.
Refining chi into 3 layers. Just by wearing a bracelet, you can reach the 3rd level.
Comparing yourself to others is really infuriating.
I fight to the death, tying my head to my belt to cultivate.
The way of the people.
A casual 5. Telltales of broken bracelet took off instantly.
Could it be that I have fallen for him?
Why are you staring at me?
It is nothing.
Why is your face so red?
Cold enters the body. Do you have a fever?
Don't come any closer. I fell in love with it. Once this thought arises, like wild grass, growing wildly in my heart. What should be done? Just walking beside him. My heart was pounding wildly. You simply can't stop.
This girl must be getting carried away. It was definitely because he had gained cultivation. It is starting to get wild. Just now, he brought the bracelet and rushed straight to the 3rd level of chi refining, having experienced the power of cultivators. Now I look down on me, a struggling level wandering cultivator. AQ refining realm, cultivator, 3 layers of pretentiousness. You don't even bother to look. Just glance at me. If you were to cultivate to the body refining realm,
wouldn't he just fly straight to the sky?
I have struggled to survive in a useless single room. This girl took off with a broken bracelet worth 5 taels of silver. Taking off is one thing, but you actually dare to flaunt in front of me.
This is simply outrageous.
It must be hammered. Knocked.
You...
What are you doing?
all right.
He had just refined his chi and advanced 3 levels.
Don't be arrogant.
Did he touch my face? He actually pinched my face! Why are you touching my face?
Could it be that he has feelings for me too?
Definitely.
Otherwise, why would he act so casually?
Where did you go today?
The always calm and dignified master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Even when Mount Tai collapsed before him, he remained calm and unfazed. Why did he look so out of control today?
After a trip to Bio Valley.
What is wrong? Auntie, just now, someone came from the City Lord's mansion.
The second lord of the City Lord's mansion, Xiao Fufeng, personally came to see you. He brought 10 cartloads of lavish gifts, naming names to see you.
She said she wanted to discuss your marriage, Aunt. So let's not talk about this here.
I absolutely refuse to propose marriage to the second son of the City Lord's mansion.
What does it have to do with him?
Right now, his mind was full of how to get more useless orders. How can I raise my cultivation? This kind of marriage alliance between a prominent family, he had no interest at all. But what he cared about was his own interests. Gu Xingtang was now his only link in cooperation with Beikao Pavilion. The useless orders and elixirs he needed. It all depends on Gu Qingtang to handle it. If Gu Qingtang marries into the City Lord's mansion, Brother Baikao will definitely have someone else to coordinate with him. Can newcomers still be as easy to talk to as Gu Qingtang? Can they keep providing him with so many useless orders?
All of this remains unknown. Respectfully attending the hall.
How do you have cultivation?
How could I possibly have cultivation?
From childhood to adulthood, Auntie, Gu Wanzhou has always strictly forbidden me from coming into contact with any cultivation techniques. The guards and managers of Beikao Pavilion, from top to bottom. Even the waiters. At least some knows a bit about breathing and breathing techniques. Only I, the young master of the pavilion. He hadn't even glanced at the most basic concealment technique.
Auntie, are you mistaken?
I had never cultivated before. That instant of spiritual power rebound.
Absolutely cannot be fake.
How could they possibly get it wrong?
Your current state. It was clearly the 3rd level of the chi refining realm.
You are surrounded by such a dense layer of spiritual energy.
Are you saying you don't know your own cultivation level?
This is spiritual energy. This is the 3rd level of the chi refining sword.
It seems this girl is real, knowing nothing.
Giu Geluo.
What do you mean by blaming me for this?
That is what we bought on the black market. I noticed the bracelet was made of a special material. His original intention was to buy it for self-defense. But after he put it on, the chill inside the bracelet in the Taoist temple, his cultivation level surged directly to the 3rd level of the chi refining realm.
GU Pavilion Master.
There is one thing I don't understand.
GU Qingtang, as the young master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
Why can't we cultivate?
The lifespan of ordinary people is but a short 100 years. Once a cultivator steps onto the path of immortality, lifespan can be extended by 200 years. Even more. He had cultivated a certain level, which was crucial for the legacy of the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
Isn't that a fantastic thing?
This question has been asked countless times since childhood. Every time, my aunt sternly brushed me off. Today, he also wanted to know the real answer.
Actually, this matter was related to Qingtang's parents. Back then, my brother and sister, in law, made a private agreement with the people from the City Lord's mansion, waiting for Qingtang. She embarked on the path of cultivation. Once you reach a realm, you must marry into the City Lord's mansion, and all the internal affairs of the 100 Herbs Pavilion have to be handled by the City Lord's mansion. Why is that?
So, this was why his aunt had always forbidden him from cultivating. As long as he is immortal, this agreement will not take effect. The 100 Herbs Pavilion can already maintain its independence. He could live freely and freely. Once he gained cultivation, the City Lord's mansion will legitimately take over the 100 Herbs Pavilion, and also swallow him up too. This is not a marriage contract at all.
This was a long-planned annexation.
In the past, she had no concept of marriage. It doesn't matter who you marry. After all, those were rules set by parents. For the sake of Baikal Pavilion, she was willing to sacrifice herself. But now, he has 10,000 people who don't want to marry him. His mind was filled with images of Yi Changsheng, holding his wrist in the black market. It was all the warm sensation he felt when pinching his cheek. He absolutely refuses to marry anyone else. But, I don't want to, alright? Green pear tree. You ran all day today. I am also very tired. Let's go back to our room and rest first. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
GU Pavilion Master. Do you have time now?
Could you have a private conversation?
Li family, please follow me. There has always been much speculation about my brother and sister-in-law's death.
How exactly did Gu Qingtang's parents die?
Some say they encountered a high-level demon beast. Some say they are enemies they shouldn't have provoked. But in reality, when I saw them, they were already 2 cold corpses. At that time, it was the City Lord's mansion who stepped in to help rescue them. It was they who brought the body back.
What a coincidence that the City Lord's mansion helped rescue them.
There have been rumors circulating that the death of King Ten's parents, it was basically the City Lord's mansion that harmed him. The goal was to make that agreement happen as soon as possible. It was perfectly justified to annex the 100 Herbs Pavilion. But I can only treat these words as jokes. Absolutely must not be taken to heart. And you can't even look into it. The power of the City Lord's mansion is extremely immense, far above the 100 Herbs Pavilion. If this rumor really takes this rumor seriously and completely falls out with the City Lord's mansion, so everyone in the 100 Herbs Pavilion, with hundreds of people below, there are absolutely no good worries. Very realistic. As the pavilion master, I had to weigh the pros and cons. I couldn't just go to my death with a stubborn heart.
What about you? Setting aside rumors. What do you think?
Of course. I don't think there are any conspiracy theories. At that time, the body was returned by the people from the City Lord's mansion. I personally led people and conducted a checkup overnight. The corpse had undergone the most rigorous procedures at the Baikal Pavilion. There are no signs of being murdered. Not even a trace of unnecessary hidden injury could be found. The cause of death was indeed an attack by a high-level demon beast. Are you really going to let me rely on a few lines of non-existence in the streets? Are you going to fight the City Lord's mansion based on the rumors? There are hundreds of people in the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Their lives are all in my hands. I am the pavilion master, and I must take responsibility for those who are alive.
I can't afford to bet.
The power of the City Lord's mansion was indeed immense, but his style of handling things was a bit too hasty. The more perfection is concealed, the more it meant there was something hidden behind the scenes. After Gu Qingtang gained cultivation, I completely understand that she has to marry into the City Lord's mansion. It is quite normal for major powers to strengthen their relationships through marriage alliances. But there is one thing that doesn't make sense. Why did the City Lord's mansion forcibly interfere with the operation rights of Baikal Pavilion?
Marriage alliances are alliances. Seizing power returns to seizing power. Since the City Lord's mansion is already the local tyrant of Yunshan City, why rush to get involved in the accounts of the Baikal Pavilion? Isn't the stone statue just too ugly?
Because Baikal Pavilion's business has never been limited to Yunshan City. A few years ago, when my brother and sister-in-law were still around, the alchemy power of the 100 Herbs Pavilion is developing at an extremely rapid pace.
The pills refined in our pavilion are of extremely high quality. It was completely comparable to the pills produced by those cultivation sects outside. Precisely because the quality of the elixirs is high, many sect cultivators from outside often come from afar to cooperate with us. Qingtang's parents were straightforward, taking advantage of business opportunities. He met many powerful cultivators and powerful figures. The reputation of Beikao Pavilion grew louder and louder.
He was all too familiar with this kind of routine. The cultivation world has always been a survival of the fittest. A chamber of commerce without absolute force to suppress it. Yet he possesses extremely abundant resources and connections. This is undoubtedly like a child holding a gold brick.
Passing through the night market.
As for the city lord's mansion, Beikao Pavilion gradually became a massive force, completely uncontrolled by them. They were afraid. They worried that one day the 100 Herbs Pavilion might use the power of those powerful sect experts,
turning the guest into host,
directly overthrowing the rule of the city lord's mansion.
That is why they forced my brother and sister-in-law to make that agreement. If the pavilion master's only daughter steps onto the path of cultivation, she must marry into the city lord's mansion. Moreover, the city lord's mansion must fully intervene in the internal affairs and operations of Beikao Pavilion. If you refuse, they will use every means necessary. He completely drove Beikao Pavilion out of Yunxian City.
If you are kicked out, then you are kicked out. With the connections and foundation of Beikao Pavilion at the time, even in a different place, you can still make a comeback. Why put up with such humiliation? It is not that easy.
Most importantly, heroes of Underground Market and Beikao Oxy are extremely devoted. So many extremely rare high-grade spiritual herbs. It can only grow in the ley lines around Yunxian City.
Once they leave, the source of the pills sound that Beikao Pavilion is proud of will be cut off. Those high-grade pills simply couldn't be refined. Without the elixir, what about those essays? Who would look at us again? He absolutely cannot be driven out of Yunxian City.
These are practically the parents of Ming Chang's Black Hu Qingtang. They actually divorced.
Compromise can never bring peace. All you get in return is the other side getting exploited even more aggressively.
If I had known that back in Bayao Valley, he took the opportunity to kick them.
Who are you kicking?
It is fine,
I said. It seems this marriage isn't so easy to get kicked out.
That is nature. The city lord's mansion has been eyeing this lucrative piece for over 10 years. How could they possibly give in so easily? Originally, I deliberately kept Qingtang from coming into contact with any cultivation techniques, trying every possible way to stall for time. As long as he is immortal, this agreement will never take effect.
I just hope to drag it out to the city lord's mansion to change my mind. Or maybe the Beikao Pavilion could find another backer. But today, things turned out to be different. Qingtang 莫名其妙最有为 gained cultivation. He went straight to the third level of the refining realm. Now even the secret was impossible. The city lord's mansion has informants everywhere on the black market. She figured the news would reach Xiao Baixiang's ears early tomorrow morning.
Wait! That is not right! Giving Gu Qingtang a sudden source of cultivation. It was the jade bracelet that the man in front of her had bought.
Demon Lord Gu.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That bracelet was truly an accident.
Yeah. Qi-Qing. What a wonderful gift you gave me.
He directly pushed Beikao brother to the edge of a cliff.
I really didn't think this through. At the time, she only wanted to help Gu Qingtang improve her self-protection skills. And, in return, who would have thought Hua would get involved in this? After making a mess, Beikao Pavilion is now an important resource for him. He needed the herbs here to refine the efficacy. This channel is needed to collect abandoned orders. Gu Qingtang was a partner he valued greatly. He absolutely couldn't just stand by and watch the 100 Herbs Pavilion be swallowed up by the city lord's mansion. It was even less likely to watch Gu Qingtang be forced to marry that Xiao Fangfang.
He was the one who caused the trouble. Then let him handle it. He lived 2 lifetimes. The last thing to fear is trouble. How about I give you an idea?
At this point, what ideas could he possibly have? Can you make Qingtang's cultivation dissipate?
Or can you get the city lord's mansion to voluntarily give up the 100 Herbs Pavilion?
What idea?
Tell me about it.
It is simple.
Wipe out the Black Fang Gang. Abolish the city lord's mansion. Then, let Beikao Pavilion be unique in Yunxian City.
Wipe out the Black Fang Gang?
Useless! That is pure fantasy. The Black Fang Gang has been entrenched in Yunxian City for many years. Countless royal attendants under his command. After the defeat in battle, the government was deeply entrenched. Within the prefecture, Masters gather like clouds in springs. He was a young man who had just become a guest minister. To shamelessly say such things.
He went completely mad.
Fellow Taoist Yi, you've been at 100 Herbs Pavilion these past few days. I believe you have understood it clearly. Baikao Pavilion is truly skilled at alchemy and mountain harvesting. But when it comes to fighting and killing, we have absolutely no strength. As for what you just said, I can only pretend I haven't heard it. Also, Taoist Yi, please do not mention this matter again. Absolutely impossible. You don't need to mention it again.
There is an ear behind the wall.
Once such outrageous words spread,
the 100 Herbs Pavilion would immediately face a catastrophic disaster.
With my help, this can be accomplished.
Just by himself. They want to challenge the two major powers in Yunshan City. This can no longer be described as arrogance.
But I have one condition. If I help you establish Baikao Pavilion in Yunshan City, completely eliminate those hidden dangers. Afterwards, Baikao Pavilion's profits, I want to take half.
Of course.
The management rights are still in your hands.
At first, when Yi Chengsheng was invited to serve as a guest official at the 100 Herbs Pavilion, he felt that way. He possessed exquisite alchemy skills, able to turn waste into treasure, being able to see through the true nature of a third-grade pill at a glance. He was willing to use the resources of Baikao Pavilion to befriend this person, treating him as the cash cow and protective charm of Baikao Pavilion. But now, he actually boasted shamelessly to help Baikao Pavilion achieve a fundamentally impossible goal, and even made exorbitant demands, taking a full half of the profits.
This is utterly absurd.
Fellow Taoist Ye, if you are joking, I'll just pretend I never said it. If you are serious,
all I can say is, Demon Lord Gu, you are really mad at alchemy.
He has managed Baikao Ji for so many years. No one had ever dared to curse him like that in front of him.
He was about to be stepped on and defecated. Yet, you still hold your ground. Still thinking about taking a step back and thinking the world would be wide open.
Living well. Why haven't you said anything myself?
Yi Chengsheng. On the other hand, the gentleman is hiding so cruelly.
In the cultivation world, there's never any reason for compromise. Only by holding a knife to someone else's neck. Others also tell you the rules. Gu Wanzhou's hurtful mindset. Faced with absolute military oppression. Completely vulnerable.
Regarding Jiyu Qingtang's cultivation, how long do you think you can keep it secret?
In Yunshan City, the people are crowded and eyes are busy. Even you why?
Sooner or later, those with ulterior motives will notice the mistake.
You can't refuse the city lord's mansion. Then, sooner or later, he would marry into the city lord's mansion.
The city lord's mansion painstakingly made that agreement.
Do you think it is just to get married?
What they want is legitimacy. What he wanted was to intervene in the management rights of Baikao Pavilion. One day, Jiyu Qingtang married her. In the following years, the city lord's mansion would surely rely on her status as the only daughter of the former pavilion master. Gradually took over all the management rights.
By then, Jiyu Wanzhou will only have the empty title of pavilion master. Actually, it is not a damn thing. The entire Baikao Pavilion had hundreds of people. Everything depends on the mood of the city lord's mansion. The family business you painstakingly preserved with all your heart. They chew through even the bones cleanly.
Yi Chengsheng's words were solid and struck a chord with him.
He tore off her as the fig leaf he had always used to hide his fear.
He knew well the wolf immortal of the city lord's mansion.
Everyone knows what happens if Gu Qingtang marries her.
She just didn't dare to think too deeply. We can only take things one step at a time.
The other party was definitely not joking.
This man dares to say that. He must have hidden cards and methods beyond his imagination. Half the profit is certainly painful. But if even Baikao Pavilion can't be saved, what is the point of profit?
Having been swallowed up and half the profit split,
he was able to calculate this account clearly. Please, sir, give me some guidance.
I told them, the brothers sent to rob the path. How could I lose contact for no reason? It turned out he had fallen into the hands of this old bastard.
Why is the second in command so angry?
Yi Chengsheng had actually already investigated the backgrounds of those two. He knew those were brothers from your Black Fang gang. Yet, he insisted on placing his head at the city lord's mansion.
And with a great face, he asserted his authority. Mr. Yan.
You are a scholar. Your mind sharper than ours.
What are your thoughts? What is so difficult about that?
He hid in the city. Why don't we just get it out?
Once he got it, that old fox was very clever. How could he possibly leave the city obediently?
After a few days, I will personally bring a batch of precious medicinal herbs to visit the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Under the pretext of exchanging alchemical methods and refining alchemy techniques, he was invited to a private gathering outside the city.
As long as he left the gates of Yangshan City, when they reached the wilderness, the rest is unnecessary. I'll call you the second in command, right?
Mr. Yan means, should we just kill this old guy halfway through?
Indeed. You have set up your men in advance along the only route out of the city. Remember, there must be plenty of people.
Don't take it lightly, although Ye Changsheng seemed old-fashioned.
But the baseline for cultivation is very deep. Their strength is far from simple. If fewer people go, it is so easy for him to find a weakness and escape.
Mr. Yan is way too tall. Just look at that old bastard. My Black Fang gang has been operating in Yunshan City for so many years. Even Foundation establishment cultivators dare to touch him.
I asked around.
At best, Yi Changsheng was only at the late Qi refining stage. Dealing with an old cultivator with half his body buried, I casually sent a few brothers at the body tempering stage over. You can chop him into minced meat paste.
He was the second in command. This is mostly a compromise with the sinister fragrance of the subtle fragrance.
The old man was extremely shocked. Once he tore open a strip, escaped back to the city, and reported the matter to the city lord's mansion.
Neither of us can handle it.
Even if he went to the city lord's mansion to complain, so what? The dead cannot speak. However, since Mr. Yan was so worried, I would have twice as many manpower. Guaranteed to make this matter airtight. Never let him live to see tomorrow's sun.
This is no longer that old man half buried in the grave.
This was clearly a cultivator in his prime. Rejuvenating and rejuvenating.
This is definitely a way to rejuvenate youth. A dying old cultivator. How could such a dramatic change happen in such a short time? Unless he holds some peerless pill recipe or an extremely rare life extending elixir.
What do those reckless men know about the Bo Chief? They only know how to fight and kill.
He had no idea what kind of treasure this old man was hiding.
If Yi Changsheng truly mastered some peerless elixir recipe that could restore youth and age,
then the value of this pill recipe is simply immeasurable.
As long as you get this pill recipe.
His status in Yansong and the entire Juzhou cultivation world was destined to soar.
Are you Yi Changsheng?
Mr. Yan's question was quite odd. It was only a few short days without seeing each other. Mr. Yan, have you forgotten me?
No! Mr. Yi misunderstood!
Yan was just too surprised. You suddenly look much younger. Could it be that he has refined a peerless divine pill that can reverse aging?
This old dog's tail is practically sticking up to the sky. Mr. Yan joked. Is there any elixir in this world that can turn you back to youth?
If such a divine object truly exists, I, Yi, have long since grown fat in the immortal realm. Could he still be holed up in this tiny Yangshan city? It is just that I recently switched to a new health cultivation method. Lingshan ate a few more nourishing meals. His qi and blood were slightly fuller. It just made her look a bit different. Mr. Yan, as a third-rank alchemist, surely he doesn't even have this little sense of insight, right?
health exercises nourish the spiritual level and fool the ghosts.
Did he really think he was just coming out on his first day to mingle in the immortal cultivation realm? What cultivation method can restore shriveled flesh within just a few days?
So that is how it is.
Mr. Yi's approach to health preservation.
It is truly astonishing.
Official position!
It seems that from now on, I will need to consult Mr. Yi more often. Much so.
regardless of whether Yi Chengsheng truly had a pill recipe. Or is there some special opportunity?
Today, we have to get this old thing in the program.
Whenever he got into the Black Fang Gang's encirclement, there are plenty of tricks. When the time comes, they can obtain the method to restore old age and youth, can untie the Black Fang Gang's hand.
Eliminate this major threat. It was truly a brilliant strategy that killed two birds with one stone.
Mr. Ye, in fact, today, I have come to your door. It is here just for you.
Specifically for me. Mr. Yan's words made me feel a bit flattered, almost surprised.
Here is the situation.
I joined several veteran officers from several nearby cities. A private closed-door pill gathering was held at Qingfeng Taoist Temple outside the city. Those who can participate are all prominent figures in our alchemy circle.
Previously, at the Black Market Bureau, Mr. Yi saw that his ability to cut off single medicine was outstanding. After Yan returned, he was deeply impressed. So this time, he specially secured a spot. I want to invite you to go to Qingfeng Pass together. This round, the Dan Conference's standard submissions. We old folks will also bring out our own treasured secret formulas for years. Everyone exchanged and verified each other. I only ask that Mr. Yi show me some favor. When the time comes, will also give us some guidance on our pill formulas.
All in all, his words were flawless. Having already raised Yi Changsheng high, he then threw out a top-secret pill recipe as bait. If it were any cultivator who pursued the way of alchemy, it is hard to resist such temptation. Unfortunately, today, he was facing Yi Changsheng, someone who had long since figured out his background inside out.
Mr. Yan, are you sure you invited me out of the city?
I disguised myself perfectly. He absolutely could not see through it.
That is nature.
Qingfeng Temple is located 30 li outside the city. The scenery is beautiful. It is the best place for U.S. alchemists to calmly communicate. Mr. Yi, if you are ready, we can set off now.
It seems my guess was right. The traitor who colluded with the Black Crow Gang. It was this great alchemist Yan.
What a pity! Yan Songe was a prominent figure in the Yongshan city area. If you don't harbor these wicked thoughts, he quietly and obediently became his third-rank alchemist. It could have been shocking and shocking.
Yan Songe, before dying, couldn't understand Yi Changsheng. When did he see through his plan?
I never knew Yan Song was colluding with the Black Fang Gang.
You already knew it was him.
I never knew Yan Songe was colluding with the Black Duck Gang. This old guy usually hides too deeply. Speaking of single-minded righteousness, who would have thought he was secretly involved in murder and robbery?
Previously, I cut off the heads of those few Black Fang Gang Nuo and threw it overnight outside the main gate of the city lord's mansion. It was bait meant to lure the Black Fang Gang into the palace. I calculated it right. The Black Fang Gang can't swallow this pride.
Big brother.
那绝对是百草会的巢 Pavilion Car.
Inside sat those two. His figure was exactly the same as Yan Songe, and that old man surnamed Yi.
The brothers can't wait any longer. Should we start now? Rush down and hack that old dog to death with a barrage of blades.
What is the rush?
What did the second in command explain before leaving?
The second in command meant for us to follow this carriage first,
following all the way to the foot of Jingshan Mountain. When you reach such a desolate place, then take action.
Do you really need to go through all this trouble?
With so many of us charging down, in the blink of an eye, things can be accomplished. Why run so far like a thief?
What does your brain even know? The second in command is thinking this through. This place is too close to Yongshan City. If we act here and make too much noise, if discovered, Baikao City will definitely burn us down. Killed Qi from the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Under pressure, the city lord's mansion sent people to encircle and suppress them.
Or is it the second society this group has caused huge trouble?
Then, let's just use these mountains and chop them into minced meat.
Calculated by time. Those brats should have already killed everyone. Just an old loser who has just stepped into the Duantai realm. How capable can he be? More than half of the brothers were sent out. And Yansong and that old fox acting as insiders. If they still can't win it, then the Black Ya ranking. From now on, he wouldn't have to hang out in Yunshan City anymore. Just disband and go home to farm.
The head of the household. News came from the other side of the mountain path.
So, what do you think?
Did things go smoothly?
That old man's head was cut off alive, and to extort a generous amount of elixirs from Jun Songa. This deal was a guaranteed profit.
What is going on?
Where did the explosion come from?
The commotion was as if it could flatten the mountain.
Who are you?
This old guy was clearly supposed to be on the carriage, heading to Jinshan.
How could it suddenly appear in the Dark Gang's lair? And pretending to be a disciple of the gang.
Did you hear that explosion just now? Those gang disciples you sent out to ambush. Most of them were already dead.
How is that possible?
Isn't this old guy a useless man halfway to the grave?
How did it end up like this? What happened with the explosion outside?
Once this thing is triggered, the explosion was no less powerful than a full-force strike from a Foundation establishment cultivator. As soon as those fools from the Black Crow gang pounced on them like wolves and lifted the curtain, the spiritual energy formation would instantly detonate, blowing them up with their horses and men into a pile of flesh.
How do you know our plan is hard to guess?
You Black Fang gang people are spreading rumors, fighting and killing. What other plans could he possibly hold?
Did you really think that old good for? Nothing Yan Songa could outsmart me? Heaven is on the grass at the Great Wall.
Don't push me too far! Even if I die, I still want to drag you down with me!
Too slow. It begins with your death. I will, bit by bit, wipe out your Black Fang gang completely.
By the way.
What is your name again?
Forget it.
The names of the dead no longer matter.
Have you heard? Last night, something big happened on the Jinshan mountain trail.
How come I haven't heard of such a big commotion? Half the city was startled awake by that loud noise. I heard it was in the valley. No one knows where a large number of fierce fire mines have been buried. Blowing up the mountain path collapsed. Half a fire mine was nothing.
The key is the dead people.
This morning, I went to the city gate to watch the spectacle, listening to a few city guards boasting over there. They said that people from their city lord's mansion had long set their sights on the Black Fang gang. Last night, they set a trap.
In the valley, they wiped out the elite Black Fang gang in one go.
Oh my god! Is that for real? Those Black Fang gang members are all desperate outlaws.
All is gone.
Absolutely true! There are 60 or 70 lines!
All were blown apart so much, they couldn't even put together their weapons.
I heard that when the soldiers from the city lord's mansion went to collect the bodies.
He hauled more than 10 carts!
That is just too intense. The Black Duck Gang usually acts arrogantly outside the city.
How many caravans have been brought to Baikal Pavilion's medicine carts?
They had all robbed them before, and now someone finally stepped in to deal with these cancers. The city lord's mansion has really established its authority this time.
Now the Black Crow Gang was probably severely weakened. From now on, within the Yunshan City area,
they have to tuck their tails and do it.
Not good.
Watching you get hurt.
Other people's blood.
I promised your parents. From now on, I will take care of you. I will never let you suffer even the slightest grievance or restraint in Yunshan City. My original intention was that the cause of my parents' death, preparing to uproot both the Black Crow Gang and the City Lord's Mansion, completely clearing away the obstacles of the Baikal Pavilion, so you can safely and steadily serve as the young pavilion master.
Promised my parents to take care of me.
What is this supposed to be? Propose.
Is he proposing to me?
After swallowing more than a dozen fourth-grade pills.
It is not like the elixir pool,
where qi and blood are crushed.
Spiritual energy surged forth.
At the 9th level of the qi refining realm, there were almost no obstacles.
That layer of window paper was instantly torn apart.
I want to take advantage of this medicinal power, directly breaking through that overpass that has troubled me for 2 lifetimes.
The realm of severed body.
Only by stepping into the broken body, only then did he truly break free from that damn 10-year deadline. Only then did he truly have the confidence to flip the table in Yunshan City.
Give me a break. Just a little more.
When spiritual energy is sufficient, and vitality is also sufficient. But it was precisely that sharp edge at the last moment.
But did not go.
Yet still lacks an external force, charging in on one's own.
Today probably won't be enough.
If you force a breakthrough,
it could very well harm the root cause.
What happened to him?
That is, all the spiritual energy still hasn't been understood.
My feng shui is crazy!
Now, the Severed Body Sutra has formed a layer.
It truly is fate playing tricks on us. He had been in for so long. With so many trump cards prepared. That final move. It was this silly girl. He took him away.
You broke through.
Miss Gong.
You really helped me a huge favor today. I owe you a huge favor.
Really?
What if you are truly devoted? I really want to use this favor to get him to kiss me.
No. Are you crazy? How could expressions be used so casually?
However,
But he had already proposed last night.
now even hugging is overflowing.
The atmosphere is already set this high. Am I really the only girl to take the initiative to ask?
Yeah, Changsheng.
With this atmosphere, hurry up and kiss me.
This old man's mind wasn't on romance at all. I feel like a fool who is delusional.
What excited me so much? I almost let out a howl to the sky was that death countdown hanging overhead.
Finally, my lifespan was severely shortened. I even feel my lifespan has increased by at least 50 years.
50 years?
For those powerful beings who often secluded themselves for 100 years. 50 years. Perhaps it was just a snap of the fingers and a sword swing. But for someone who was just a few days ago worried about the 10-year deadline. For Lao Shu, who spent every day on the edge of life and death, frantically abandoning her. These 50 years have been like a perfect match from the heavens. He finally stopped using it and looked like a rabbit chased by a dog. He schemed desperately just to survive.
Yi Changsheng, did you have any thoughts just now when you looked at me?
What are your thoughts? Just now, he broke through to the body-severing realm. Blood and energy erupt, transforming into waves of energy. This young pavilion master was instantly blown away. If I hadn't reacted quickly, he grabbed him in one go, and now he was probably battered and bruised from the fall. It must be this girl, feeling wronged. Kindly wiping your sweat with a handkerchief and even inadvertently helped him break through his realm. But not only did he not thank him, and almost ruin their faces. Who wouldn't be angry? I noticed that Miss Gu had become much more beautiful lately.
What is this supposed to be?
Was this a response to his earlier expectations? Or maybe his sister is right. I have my own ideas. Just now, I was too shy to show off and be smooth talking.
Indeed.
Whether in the mortal world or the cultivation world, complimenting a woman's beauty is always a cure. All.
Mr. Ye, Pavilion Master, please come over.
Gil Wanzhou came to find me, most likely related to the Black Fang Gang incident. Last night, he directly chopped down the Black Fang Gang's factory. With the palace chief dead, the Black Fang Gang and the city lord's mansion will definitely make moves. Gu Wanyu was anxious to find him at this moment. Definitely, the situation has undergone new changes.
All right. I am going right away.
This wine is extremely rich and aromatic. Clearly, it was no ordinary wine. It was a fine wine brewed from spirit fruits. But what puzzled him even more was the chaotic noise. This was Gu Wanyu's private residence. Usually, apart from a few personal maids, not even a flying insect dares to buzz loudly.
Why is it as lively as a vegetable market today?
I'll turn back! 666!
This is Baikal Pavilion after all. One of the largest chambers of commerce in Yunshan City. During the day, employees gather in the boss's yard to enjoy wine.
It is simply outrageous.
Drinking in broad daylight.
Who told me I was drinking so much that I almost didn't recognize him?
If I want to be happy, I have to drink.
Come on. Let's drink together.
What triggered this woman? Could it be that the Black Fang gang is attacking? Drinking the head. Off wine here. The dignified master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion. How could he be so indulgent?
In my memory,
Gu Wanzhou is an emotionless money, making machine, and a master of balancing power.
every step he took, every word he said, all of these are carefully considered. Completely disregarding image like today, such a self-indulgent behavior could never have happened to him. When something is out of the ordinary, there must be something fishy going on.
The solitary pavilion master.
This isn't your usual way of doing things. Why are you drinking today?
Can't I drink? I've been in charge of Baikal Pavilion for 10 years now. I am only a 30-year-old baby. Can't you just have a good time?
Back when Gu Wanzhou accepted the Baikal Pavilion, she was only 20 years old. In order to keep Baikal Pavilion running, he was gritting his teeth and fighting desperately. At that time, the old pavilion master had just left. The 100 Herbs Pavilion is leaderless. Everyone thought he was an easy pushover. Bullying with a hair, changing attitude, this newly appointed pavilion master. The steward inside outwardly obeyed, but secretly opposed it. External forces are eyeing the situation like tigers.
Within, one may be ruthless.
What about the outside world?
Facing the exploitation by the city lord's mansion, the harassment from the Black Asia gang, and the oppression from other Chamber of Commerce forces, Gu Wanzhou had no confidence to flip the table.
This endless toil for the 100 Herbs Pavilion, it was practically overdrawing their lives. Even though he had cultivation, he should have maintained the appearance of a 20-year-old. But at this moment, he shed his usual dignity, if disguised under the influence of alcohol. The fatigue at the corners of his eyes and the weariness between his brows could not hide his haggard appearance. He looked as old as 40.
The Black Crow gang couldn't swallow this humiliation. From now on, he would use every means to deal with the city lord's mansion. These notices were posted all over the streets. Clearly, the Black Crow gang was truly desperate this time.
Look, now they've fallen into your trap. It started like dog fighting dog.
The snipe and clam fight each other. The fisherman profits.
We just sit and watch the show.
No wonder this woman seemed crazy today. So this was the reason he drank in broad daylight. The two mountains that weighed on his heart for 10 years.
The city lord's mansion, Black Fang gang, finally took advantage of my last night. Both extreme maneuver. Completely tore off all pretenses.
10 years have passed.
He finally no longer had to worry every day. Smiling on both sides.
Yes.
He struggled to support Baikal Pavilion since he was 20. Don't be fooled by their usual maturity and steadiness. But ultimately, the girlish charm within, there is still a certain thrill of having a great grudge cleared and the sun cleared. Who wouldn't be confused? This woman really is not easy.
Giyu Pavilion, Master.
This Fuyan pill is for you. You can take it at 8 p.m. tonight.
For a moment, he couldn't recall what effects this pill had.
It must be something good.
Nothing else. Ah! Drink with me. Pour me into fragments. Make me forget who I am today.
This demand is simply outrageous. I originally wanted to refuse. Just look at this momentum. Today's drinking was unavoidable.
All right, let's just treat it as team. Building with the boss. Okay?
Ha! This feeling of cultivation rapidly rising.
It was just too satisfying.
Why is Gu Qingtang in my arms?
Wasn't she drinking in Gu Wanzhou's courtyard last night? Could it be that Jiu Qingtang saw that she was drunk?
Helped herself back to the courtyard.
This little girl is quite considerate.
And so on.
That figure. That curve.
It is over.
Don't panic if you drink too much.
While he was still awake, as long as she quietly slipped away. Neither gods nor ghosts notice. That matter was put behind the scenes.
Fortunately, nothing happened.
You have to listen to my explanation about this.
Last night, the eldest brother had something in his mind. I believe you didn't touch me.
A boss is a boss. He still has a broad vision. Pavilion Master, please see clearly. I really did drink too much last night. I have no memory of what happened.
All right. Enough talk. Before the maids in the green hall and outside had risen.
You should hurry and leave.
If someone sees you and leaves my room, is my reputation as the pavilion master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion still going to last?
Thank you, Master, for your understanding. Yet took his leave. From now on, I will never mention even a single word about today's events.
You are really crazy.
The dignified master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Drinking until drunk like a mush. She even pulled a man to share a bed. How long had it been since he last opened his heart to such a man? Since taking over the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Every day, he faces schemes, probing, deceiving, and scheming. In this man, eating Yongshan City, he must make his disguised heart unbreakable. He remembered when he was 20. At that time, he hadn't yet bent over under heavy burdens. Once had feelings for a man. But it was only a favor. Seeing the friendship between the two, in fact, it is just the level where you can exchange a few words when you meet. At that time, Gu Wanzhou was also experiencing her first love. I once had some unrealistic fantasies about the future. But what happened afterward?
Later, when the old master of the pavilion appeared,
he was entrusted with a critical mission. To protect Beikao Pavilion. To avoid having any weaknesses. He personally severed that insignificant thread of love. She completely broke off ties with that person. Later, that man also changed. Xiao Yinghuang, the second, in command of the Chen Lord's residence. By now, he had long since lost all feelings for Xiao Yinghuang. Only vigilance and hostility remain.
Right. It must have been too long since she last interacted with men. For a moment, he couldn't get used to it. He also lived long, calculating more ruthlessly than anyone. How could I possibly be mistaken about her?
It was all an illusion. Since becoming the head of the pavilion, day and night, they toil and labor. He found himself growing older day by day. The fine lines at the corners of the eyes. The weariness between his brows. No matter how much you use makeup, it can't be covered. Since then, he rarely looked in the mirror. He was afraid to see the haggard self, like his 40-year-old self.
Peel.
Could it be that his pill was working?
Day. Now with the Black Fang gang in complete conflict. It is all that brainless soldier's fault. For a small achievement.
Actually went to arrest members of the Black Fang gang.
How deep is the water in Yongshan City? Only he, sitting in the city lord's seat, truly understood. Those low-level guards don't know anything. Just looking at the sesame and mung beans before me. A big achievement has just made a hole in the sky.
Father, a great joyous event.
What great joy!
What trouble have you caused out there this time?
Father.
Listen to what you say.
What trouble could I possibly cause?
I came here specifically to congratulate you. My lord!
You may not know.
Today, our city lord's mansion has a stomach problem. It is truly unbeatable. They caught a gang of Black Fang, gang bandits, on the street. It was a direct slaughter. He killed more than half of the Black Fang gang members. The scene was full of passion.
So satisfying. Father.
Now, the people outside are unanimously praising our city lord's mansion. The common people walking the streets praise you, saying you are a true magistrate. Seeing our city lord's mansion acts on behalf of heaven, eliminating violence and upholding the good. With such a people's hearts turning. Father, your position is definitely more secure. I think from now on, even if those big shots from Yongmiao sect come to our Yongshan city, they also have to criticize us quickly. From now on, even the Yongmiao sect would be allowed to do it. They also value our city lord's mansion.
He had been shrewd and calculating all his life. How did such a clear-headed and foolish person end up here?
Whose genes are the problem?
The eldest son was gifted with extraordinary talent. He is currently cultivating at Yongmiao sect. He was a calm and experienced person. That is the true pride of the city lord's mansion. It's the future that can truly take on the main responsibility. But the eldest son was focused on the position of the city lord. 100 years later, most likely,
It will be passed down to this fool before him.
If he becomes the city lord, Yunshan City probably had its city walls even torn down.
Father, why aren't you saying anything?
Were you also stunned by this surprise?
You are simply hopeless!
Upon hearing this huge piece of good news, he didn't even have time to take a sip of water. The first thing to come and congratulate Dad. Why did he end up getting scolded so fiercely? This script is heading in the wrong direction.
Father.
Why are you insulting me? What did I do wrong?
Worthless goods.
A fool who can enter the cloud and instantly empty all the miscellaneous items. You feel that the support of the people is dispensable. They're enemies of the Black Fang Gang. Which of these two is more harmful to us?
Dad, this Black Duck Gang always causes us trouble and extinguish some words of the people's support. If we raise taxes in the future, we can still make some extra money.
Talking to this foolish son, it was even more demanding than dealing with the Black Crow Gang.
Raising taxes to earn extra money.
Do you think the City Lord's mansion keeps so many soldiers?
Such high expenses come from those vegetable vendors on the street. Blacksmiths pay taxes to make a living.
Let me tell you.
Most of the City Lord's tax revenue comes from the hands of those big merchants.
Since they have money, why don't we just make them pay more?
It is not that easy.
Those merchants are all sharper than monkeys.
Who would willingly hand over silver?
Therefore, as long as the City Lord's mansion has enough military strength, the knife is fast enough. Those merchants dared not resist. As long as we can keep the situation in check, no matter how much tax increases, even if they curse their ancestors behind their backs, on the surface, everyone had to obediently hand them over.
Makes a lot of sense.
So what does this have to do with the Black Fang Gang? After our troops are strong, we kill them to establish our authority. Isn't it just the right thing to intimidate Shang's father?
Establish authority.
Using the Black Fang Gang to establish authority. Do you really think the Black Fang Gang is just a bunch of ordinary street thugs? A bunch of unsupported peasants?
Isn't that so? Let me tell you. The Black Fang Gang is different. If our City Lord's mansion can establish itself in Yunshan City, it is because Yunmiao sect is backing us up. But the Black Fang Gang also had the backing of the Wuji sect.
Wuji sect? That major sect? That doesn't get along with Yunmiao sect.
Now you understand how serious things are.
Originally, both sides had a tacit understanding behind the scenes. We do not drive them to desperate courses. They don't cross our bottom line. The forces on both sides reached a delicate balance in Yunshan City. No one wants to flip the table first.
But this time those guards made their move. For the sake of a tiny profit.
This directly caused the Black Fang Gang to lose dozens of brothers.
This balance is broken. This matter will definitely anger the Wuji sect.
So,
if the Wuji sect gets angry,
what will happen? What will happen? If the other side sends high-level cultivators to Yunshan City to cause trouble. Do you really think our City Lord's mansion soldiers can withstand a single finger from him? By then, the situation would be out of control. I even have to seek help from the Yunmiao sect.
If this situation escalates, the entire Yunshan City became a battlefield between two sects. Our City Lord's mansion will be the first to be crushed to ashes.
Although this kid is so foolish, it is almost point-worthy.
But at least they know they're afraid. As long as you know to be afraid.
From now on, you can behave yourself, not going out to cause trouble.
That is great! Dad, does that mean Big Brother can come back?
My head buzzed.
He spent half a day analyzing the life and death situation, parched and tongue-tied.
This kid's main concern was that the Big Brother could come back.
If it really comes to seeking help from Yunmiao sect, it was likely that the eldest son had returned, just in time to collect the family's bodies.
He finally realized that review about the goods entering the Yunmiao sect miscellaneous warehouse just now. For this foolish son, this is not an insult at all. It might even be a very high praise.
Isn't this just a dream?
In response.
Definitely dreaming. The location is. There is no need to be so surprised.
In the future, I may still have many pills to pass through your merchant alliance. The 100 Herbs Pavilion now possesses the strength to refine 5th grade pills. Naturally, when the time comes, you can't miss out on regularly offering 1 or 2 pills.
What the heck?
The Baikal Pavilion already possesses the strength to refine 5th grade pills.
If this is true,
then the sky in Yunshan City completely changed. The force is capable of refining 5th grade pills, let alone in Yongshan City. Even looking across the entire Great Wilderness, that would also qualify him to become a top-ranked major client of the Black Market Business Alliance.
Absolutely no way to fake it. Absolutely no way to fake it.
This is a genuine 5th grade divine artifact.
Regularly, offer 1 or 2 pieces.
Listen, is that human speech? 5th grade pills. Just give them per pill and forget it.
Still click to return 1 or 2 pieces.
Forget 2, even if Yi Changshang only gave him half. Even a layer of scraped pill powder, Wei could wake up laughing in the middle of the night. Then, he got up and slapped himself twice.
Confirm! It is not a dream!
How could this be a guest minister? My ancestor even wants to give it directly now. Yi Changsheng felt the urge to kneel and kowtow 3 times.
How?
Wei Zhi thought. The Merchant Alliance couldn't handle this deal.
No, 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 no.
Mr. Yi, what you said is, even if our business alliance pawns our underwear, it will definitely be arranged clearly for you.
Only Mr. Yi. Logically, since Beikao Pavilion had such an extraordinary trump card, the first partner to consider is naturally our business alliance.
However,
but who in Yunshan City does not know? Jiyu Qingde, the young master of Baikao Pavilion, is engaged to the second son of the city lord's mansion. This matter is already widely known.
Since the 2 families are about to become intimate, how could 100 Herbs Pavilion bypass the city lord's mansion? The first choice is to deepen cooperation with our business alliance. Although Baikao Pavilion had indeed taken a lot of ammunition through the Black Market Alliance before. But to put it plainly, it is just that the normal business king has arrived.
And it still wouldn't be realistic.
Now, with such intense benefits, since Qiushen could represent the 100 Herbs Pavilion in releasing such flowers, the waters inside must be very deep.
This old fox really isn't easy to fool.
However,
he was well prepared.
Master Yue.
This is called the Fuyan pill. No other use. It can make one's qi and blood restored, washing the hair and cutting the marrow.
Simply put,
it can make you 20 or 30 years younger, restoring the appearance and refined life of the peak period.
复原丹返老还童 rejuvenated and rejuvenated.
No wonder.
No wonder this gentleman hasn't seen him for a few days. It is as if he is completely replaced.
So, it was because he had taken such a miraculous elixir.
For cultivators, cultivation is certainly important, but who doesn't want to stay forever young?
The value of this flame, supporting pill.
In certain specific circles. It was even more terrifying than that 5th grade pill.
The first time I saw Wei Jishi, I felt an instant connection with you. Speaking out loud without fear of your laughter, it feels like you bear some resemblance to my late brother.
He is at least in his 60s this year. His face was full of wrinkles. His hair was graying. And before him, Ye Changsha. After this period of nourishment and breakthroughs in cultivation, he looks like he is at best just over 30.
Mr. Yi not only possessed profound mastery of alchemy, this skill at lying with his eyes wide open is truly the pinnacle.
To win me over, they even brought up their deceased brother. They're trying to fool me like a fool.
Who cares? Let alone being a little brother.
Now, pointing at Yi Changshang.
You look like my great-grandfather.
He accepted it too.
Dignity is nothing in the face of real money, longevity, and appearance.
Dignity is not even worth mentioning!
Elder brother.
Please, accept a bow from your younger brother!
Whose carriage is this? How to choose? Leaving the city at this hour. Wasn't the gate of Yunshan City locked long ago? Who has such privileges?
Today, I went to the black market. At a cost. From an intelligence company specializing in reselling information. The dealer bought some intelligence.
The intelligence report states,
tonight, the city lord's mansion will have a secret carriage passing through here. As for where exactly to go, that intelligence broker didn't know either.
The carriage at the city lord's mansion was late at night. Why would the city lord's mansion secretly send people out of the city?
I guessed, in my mind.
This carriage should be heading to the Yumao sect on its way to Yumao sect. The Black Duck Gang and the City Lord's Mansion have completely fallen out. The factory died under mysterious circumstances.
These 2 families are now in a deadlock, hanging on the fire. The Black Duck Gang Yingshan City, the local bosses. But behind them stood the cultivation sects. If the leader of the Black Crow Gang suddenly goes mad,
lowering the sect's power behind them over.
I am afraid the City Lord's mansion hasn't even reacted yet, but was uprooted by others.
It was wiped out directly.
So the City Lord's mansion had to get ahead of the Black Fang Gang in recruiting people. Seek help from Yunmiao sect as soon as possible.
Then, you brought me here in the middle of the night,
watching this carriage in the cold wind. You wouldn't have accepted a favor. Are you planning to drag me along as a bodyguard for this carriage?
I can state in advance.
I hate the City Lord's mansion the most. Those hypocritical guys, I absolutely have no connection with them. If you want to escort them, go by yourself.
I am heading back to Baikal Pavilion right now.
Who is he? Thank you for riding in my mother's car.
He is not a bloodthirsty villain. These low-level soldiers were merely following orders. There is nothing particularly wrong with that. They don't even have the right to know the truth. But in Yunxian City, inside this powder keg about to explode, not even the slightest trace of a woman could have left him with no place to be buried. I know you are innocent, but to achieve my goal, I can only kill you. If one day I die, the soul descends to the underworld.
Welcome to seek revenge on me!
Yi Changsheng. Why do? Should we kill them? If Cheng Zhufu knew that the carriage he sent out to request help had been robbed,
you'll definitely be furious.
Aren't you just causing trouble for no reason?
What I want is for them to go crazy.
I do this
to further intensify the conflict between the City Lord's mansion and the Black Fang Gang. This time, the City Lord's mansion sent people out to seek help. If they really managed to reach Yunmiao's sect and call for help,
then the situation in Yongshan City would instantly tip toward the City Lord's mansion. The black-toothed mounds will be crushed unilaterally. Then conflicts won't even happen. The chaos we wanted became a joke.
I understood. Cutting off their escape route, forcing them to smash all their trump cards into Yongshan City,
tearing at each other.
It is a letter written to the withered and flourishing truth. It is just a glitch fade player act.
According to reason,
Yongshan City, as an external territory of the Yunmiao sect, every year, the majority of the resources produced must be properly handed over to the sect's workshop vault.
But the letter was written clearly.
This batch of abundant resources, enviable, preparing to use the secret channels of the business alliance, avoid the sect's spy and deliver it separately to Kurongjin.
A city lord sent away from home, daring to dominate a place like Silver City with one hand over the sky. No wonder he dared to suppress Baikal in combat.
He even dared to let the Black Fang Gang, backed by Zongwen, tear apart the pretense.
So, that is how it is. It turned out that Xiao Yinghuan was not a loyal external member of the sect. He was nothing but a private dog that Ku Rong had carefully kept outside. These two secretly colluded. He swallowed up a massive amount of resources that should have belonged to the Yunmiao sect. He had just been troubled by the withering and flourishing of the Taoist realm, who was the dignified fourth elder. If I return to the sect in the future, what could he use to fight off that old viper? Now the knife handle has come to you on its own. Just keep this letter safe. In the future, when he returns to Miao sect, this is the accusation that Kurongjin embezzled the sect's vast resources. Ironclad evidence of colluding with external officials. This thing is... It was definitely a trump card that could take half his life.
What are you laughing at?
What exactly was written in this letter? Can a letter for help really reveal the tricks?
It is nothing.
He just happened to uncover a very interesting mess. The sect leadership's ruthless loyalty. Yes, for you and Baikal Pavilion now. The less you know, the safer you are. It does not... I am now absolutely confident. If you can completely bring down the City Lord's mansion,
I promise.
From now on, in this Yongshan City, the City Lord's mansion is no longer a threat to your 100 Herbs Pavilion. Xiao Yinghong's good days were over.
Are you serious? Can you really kill the City Lord's mansion? You don't even know.
My aunt has been in charge of Beicode for many years.
How much hidden loss did Xiao Yinhang suffer?
That old dog appeared righteous on the surface. Behind the scenes, he allowed his men to repeatedly pick up goods from our Beicode pavilion. He even forced us to raise the offerings we hand over, showing my dislike for the City Lord's mansion. Even deeper than the Black Fang Gang. At least, the Black Tooth Gang is open. Xiao Yinhang and his group are all hypocrites who suck blood from us.
Rest assured.
The blood that was sucked in, I'll make him pay it back with interest.
So, what should we do here? Should I use corpse, dissolving powder to get rid of these bodies? If the City Lord's mansion traces the vines and grabs them, what clues could be found? We are in big trouble.
No need to deal with it thoroughly. How did Xiao Yinheng 怎么知道呀? When a person dies, keeping these corpses is far more effective than a single yellow hand palace guard. That is true.
The Black Tooth Gang's token. You even prepared this in advance.
Is it a full act of acting? Only half a piece is enough.
The rest of the plot.
萧应环自在脑子里补齐的 would make up for it in his mind.
Let's go. Dawn was approaching.
The drama at the City Lord's mansion tomorrow will definitely be exciting.
Say it again.
The City Lord calmed his anger. When my subordinates arrived at Luoya Valley, it has already become a wasteland. All the troops we sent out were killed. Not a single survivor was left alive.
They're all dead. I only picked the finest corpses in the mansion. They hadn't even left the territory of Yunshan River!
And they all perished.
What about the carriage?
Has Brother An, Qij, checked Zhuangxin's secret? Have you sent the letter yet?
That letter contained an open letter of his and Ku Rongzhen's years of embezzlement. If that thing gets lost, or it ended up in the hands of the people of Dongxing.
Even if Xiao Yinge had 10 heads, it wouldn't be enough to chop them off.
Gone.
Nothing is left. The carriage was smashed to pieces by an extremely terrifying force. Even the horse pulling the cart was split in two.
The heart is gone.
Players were cut off. The accounts were also taken away. Who exactly is it?
Who exactly did it? Who dares to pick up the Chuyuan convoy lord from my City Lord's mansion within Yunshan City's territory? We found this thing in a pool of blood next to the leader's corpse. The traces of the fight at the scene were too clean. The opponent was extremely strong. Only this one clue remained.
Bang Xiao Yinheng had been scavenging for so many years.
Those shady snacks and resources. Absolutely wouldn't dare to openly transport them to Yumiaozong by caravan.
If the Sex Law Enforcement Hall discovers any clues, Qiu Rongzhen and Xiao Yinheng couldn't stand it. Carrying away such stolen goods.
They can only go through underground black market channels to whitewash their names. And naturally, the largest black market channel in Yunshan City is the Business Alliance.
Knowing that a city is called a merchant.
Lord Yi.
Old Yi, you are here. Come inside, please.
Oh my! What wind blew Lord Yi here? What business does Lord Yi have at the firm this time? Rest assured, your subordinates will handle everything beautifully.
Nothing major. I just wanted to ask if any goods have been shipped from the City Lord's mansion recently.
Yes, of course, there are.
The City Lord's mansion is one of the major clients of our business alliance. Every month, there is a fixed batch of heavy goods to depart.
Where are our channels?
Take me to see it.
Lord Yi, this might be a bit against the rules. The goods from the City Lord's mansion are all sealed. City Lord Xiao, you know that temper too. If he finds out, we tear it up for inspection.
Why can't I even take a look?
How about I send someone to call Brother Wei out now?
Let him watch it with me personally.
Farewell. Farewell.
Lord Yi, what are you saying? Rules are rigid. People are alive. You are an honored guest of Lord Wei. Whatever you want to see. Naturally you watch. Please, let me personally lead you the way.
It is this family.
These goods are extremely valuable. All of them are scheduled to be sent out early tomorrow morning. His subordinates are usually treated like ancestors, afraid of getting into trouble if you bump or bump something.
All right.
Have all the guards in attendance around you step back.
Lord Yi.
This warehouse is a remote area that doesn't keep people. Look.
I don't like it. When I look at the goods,
Someone nearby was gasping for breath.
except for everything, I bear the burden.
And directly recorded it on Governor Wei's account.
Are you all deaf?
Didn't hear Lord Yi's instructions. Everyone leaves. Closes the door.
No one was allowed to get close.
This Xiao Yingheng truly is shrewd. He dared not directly send the huge amount of embezzled funds to Ku Rongzhen of Yumiao sect. Otherwise, if the goods are intercepted by other elders, or the law enforcement hall along the way, pulling out radishes and removing mud, both of them have to move their heads.
First, send the goods to the wind in Cloud Pavilion.
Whitewash through the black market there.
Then, without anyone noticing, he transferred into the private treasury of True Blood in Kurong.
This is the seamless clearance chain.
Lord Yi, have you finished reading? No problem, right?
The goods are good.
However, the shipping address for this batch needs to be changed.
Change the address.
This is the route. The City Lord's mansion is doomed to.
The address for sending it to Fengyun Pavilion was polished away. Directly change it to send to Yunmao sect. Receiving others. I write about the truth of withering and flourishing.
You can't do it, Lord Yi.
Are you trying to kill me? Tampering with the goods list of the City Lord's mansion without permission!
And even send it directly to the elders of Yumiao sect.
Hello, City Lord,
You must skin me alive and tear my tendons apart.
Our Shang King's reputation has been completely ruined!
Are you afraid Xiao Yingting will skin you alive?
Aren't you afraid? I'll twist your head right now.
I ask you to do this. If Xiao Yinghang dares to cause trouble for the Commerce Alliance, let him come to me directly. Wei Ji was acting over there. Of course, I will take care of it for you. You are a smart person. You should know that in the dark fields of Yunshan City.
After all, it was the City Lord's mansion who was the chief of the hand.
Still, the chief guard's blade is swift.
The petty man understands. I will arrange it right away.
Write your hand, writing a bit clearer.
Don't delay our City Lord's sincere respect for the sect elders. The lord of a small city.
The tea from this lousy place is a bit draining.
The cup shattered.
Just swap it out.
But if the table flips over, no one else had anything left to drink.
Tuesday, the chief of the household.
Don't you think that is true?
Stop nitpicking with me here! I am but a rough man. I can't understand your winding and twisted ways on the city walls. All I know is that our two families usually stay in Yunshan City. You mind your righteous path. I take my dirty money. People below are fighting for several streets. 3 to 5 brothers were killed or wounded. That is called evenly matched small-scale skirmishes. I've never asked you for an explanation for my graffiti. But in the past half-month, our Black Fang gang has several halls in the south and east of the city. Dozens of elite soldiers were killed in succession.
And the wounds are all healed by the chief's office.
It was a piercing wound caused by the repeating crossbow!
Xiao Yinghang.
If you can't give me a satisfactory explanation today, my brother's outside, the knife in my hand is just a mess.
The City Lord's mansion had no plan to invade the darkness on a large scale. Those crossbow bolts were definitely not his orders. It was obvious that someone was secretly setting up a scheme behind the scenes, deliberately employed the weapons of the City Lord's mansion to kill the Black Fang gang, to completely stir up this mess.
The Tiger Fang brothers.
Today, I invite you over. I just wanted to talk about what happened a few days ago.
The guards under my command were not properly disciplined. Those who hurt you.
Let me apologize to you here.
Good to apologize.
Xiao Yunhong.
Do you think my brain is full of tofu drags when I paint my teeth? Dozens of lives lost. You offer a light apology.
I just wanted to brush it off. You were buying cabbage at the market back then.
Since the city lord truly feels wrong, want to show sincerity.
That would be easy to handle.
Let those soldiers outside be slit their throats right now! You trade 10 guards for the life of one of my brothers.
As long as you nod.
Let a little blood splash on the ground.
Today's apology, I'll just accept it by applying my teeth.
Even if this matter is put in the past.
Brother Tuesday, don't be so angry.
When a person dies, they cannot be brought back to life. Fighting and killing won't solve the root problem. It only lets those hiding in the shadows take advantage. Has Brother Tuesday never considered, why is it that at this critical moment, would such a huge conflict suddenly erupt between our subordinates? You are so sure that those who kill with repeating crossbows must have been sent by me, Xiao, to kill them.
Stop using these sowing rumors to fool me. In Yuanshan City, besides your city lord's mansion, who else could have gotten so many refined iron repeating crossbows? I don't care who is playing tricks behind the scenes.
I only look at the results.
The result was that your city lord's mansion knife struck my Black Duck gang's neck. I can only settle this with you.
He was impenetrable by oil and salt.
Even today, if you don't cut a piece, it is enough.
The large pieces of meat come out.
This greedy, vicious dog would never let go. Chuya brother, do you still remember the incident at Baikal Pavilion back then?
The 100 Herbs Pavilion was now a trivial matter. Back then, you said you killed Baikal Pavilion. That couple. The Baikal Pavilion can now be under our control. But in the end, it was Gu Wanfen, that little girl, who had to carry the load.
Your city lord's mansion has a marriage contract with the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
Sooner or later, he will be able to control the Baikal Pavilion.
Our Black Fang gang doesn't have that. In the end, we do all the dirty and tiring work.
But the benefit is that your city lord's mansion will monopolize it.
What happened back then was indeed his miscalculation. I originally thought there would be absolutely no mistake. Who would have thought that the girl with yellow hair would actually hold the line by sheer force?
And she absolutely refused to honor that marriage contract.
Brother Tuesday, at first, when the matter was unexpected,
it is not that I am deliberately hiding the benefits.
Gu Wanzhou, that girl really does have some tricks. But he couldn't hold on much longer.
Recently, her bro has not only cut off the supply of medicinal herbs, and even got into some trouble they shouldn't have. As long as we join forces again, completely cutting off his escape route, Gu Wanzhou only lowered her head.
No other choice.
Join forces.
Xiao Yinheng, do you think I am a beggar? When you marry Gu Wanzhong into the household, Baikal Pavilion has become your son's property. Our Blacktooth gang can't even get a sip of soup. This kind of foolish act of making wedding clothes for others, I will never do it a second time.
Since I am sitting here talking with you today, naturally, he wouldn't let his brother's efforts go to waste. Past the grudges, let's set that aside for now. From now on, as long as he fully controls half of Paquake,
and all future profits, I am willing to offer half of it.
They came out. This graffiti trapped the people from the city lord's mansion inside for an hour. Surprisingly, there was no blood. Is it really settled like that?
Still unaware of the agreement. But for those of us in business, we're probably going to lose our skin.
The city lord's office, magistrate.
From now on, all shops and markets within Yunshan City, commercial taxes are uniformly increased by 20%. Those who violate the order shall have their shops sealed and 2% of the people detained. Is Xiao Yiheng crazy? Is there even a chance to survive like this? The wool comes from the pig's body. The city lord's mansion cut meat from that inn for the Black Fang gang. Now we have to scrape everything back from U.S. merchants.
Young Master Xiao, you are blind.
The young master himself has come to pay respects.
Why aren't you opening the door to welcome them now?
Young Master Xiao calmed his anger. But at this moment, the pavilion master was resting in the inner courtyard. It would be better to let the petty man go in first and announce the situation.
Announce my ass.
I came to bring my wife, who had not yet married, into my own backyard. And also report that your Baikal pavilion is very big.
Carry them all inside!
Who dares to stop them?
Break your leg directly.
Cool level off. William Master, I've heard everything. Now Gu Qingtan had already gained cultivation. According to the engagement contract from years ago, Qingtan wants to marry me as a match.
Right. This is Gu Wanzhou.
Last time he followed his father to Baikal Pavilion to put pressure on him. Although Gu Wanzhou still retained her charm, but the fine lines at the corners of her eyes and the fatigue between her brows were impossible to hide. She was clearly a middle-aged woman who had worried herself to the bone for Jia Yi.
Compared to Jiyu Qingtan, who was frail and had just recovered his cultivation. Before him, Master Gu seemed even more charming.
Young Master Xiao set up such a grand formation today. The growth really made the 100 Herbs Pavilion feel flattered.
Pavilion Master, Jiyu, what kind of words are you talking about?
Since Xingxiao was already able to cultivate. Naturally, our two families should put this marriage on the agenda.
But after only a few days without seeing each other,
Master Gu's complexion was becoming more and more captivating.
If I didn't know you were the pavilion master,
I thought it was coming from. The fairy has descended to earth.
Young Master Xiao must be joking. Qingtang's marriage was, after all, a lifelong affair, and cannot be done carelessly. Today, I ask young Master Xiao to take these betrothal gifts back first. I will arrange this matter properly. In a few days, the Baikal Pavilion wall will give the City Lord's mansion a clear answer.
Reply to the Pavilion Master Gu.
You are not trying to amuse me, are you? The marriage contract made in black and white back then. Everyone knows the whole process. Now that the crisis at Baikal Pavilion has been resolved, people are lively and lively. Tell me, and you have to wait a few days before you get an answer.
Since the marriage had long been arranged, why delay the time? Why not have me bring Jiyu Qingtang back to the City Lord's mansion today? The sooner the bridal chamber begins.
And thus avoid the long nights and countless dreams.
Xiao Baixiang,
you are going too far.
So what if I bully you? In this Yuanshan city, there is nothing my City Lord's mansion wants that we can't take with us.
The visitor.
Go on to bring out Miss Qingtai!
Reckless.
You bastard. You bastard.
You dare to ambush me!
Kill him for me!
Chop him up and feed him to the dogs!
My father is the lord of the city.
You believe it? Today, I'll have someone level this Baikal Pavilion.
I'll take care of all of you at Baikal Pavilion.
Is it you who can talk nonsense? When you become the city lord, only then is he qualified to bargain with Pavilion Master Gu.
Master Gu said, I'll give you an answer in a few days. Aren't you going back yet?
Young Master.
Young Master! Are you alright?
Hurry and run.
Carrying these items back untouched. And informed Xiao Yinghen. Baikal Ji's marriage isn't decided by him alone.
Pavilion Master Gao wasn't scared by that mad dog just now, was he?
I am fine. Fortunately, you arrived just in time today. Otherwise, I'd be stuck by that damn soul called Xiao Fansheng. The reputation of Baikal Pavilion was probably being completely ruined by him.
What you do is fine.
I just think my pill works really well. After the Pavilion Master ate it, now she is as charming as a young girl.
Having managed the Baikal Pavilion for so many years, having seen all kinds of polite remarks, but when had she ever been teased so openly and directly? Don't joke around. How could I be this beautiful?
Giyu Pavilion Master.
I actually came today because I have some personal matters I want to discuss with you in secret.
那也可请进屋吧。
Yeah, Qing. And requested to use tea. You just said you had private matters to discuss privately. Not sure what it means. If you need the cooperation of Baikao Pavilion, just say the word.
GU Pavilion Master.
I want to collaborate with Baikao Pavilion. Play a big game.
Let's play something big. Qing, you are now the chief guest of our Baikao Pavilion. The high-grade pills in your hand. And we exclusively do good for you. Our two sides have always been the closest partners of our cooperation. Could it be that Qing was dissatisfied with the current revenue share or authority?
A guest minister is in the end. Just a guest minister. All they get is a deadly split match. I want more than just the title of guest minister.
That night, Changshang. What do you want?
I want Baikao Pavilion to become one of my assets. Ya Changshang.
Turning Baikao Pavilion into his asset. This was basically taking half the life of the 100 Herbs Pavilion.
Master Giyu, don't rush to refuse.
In exchange,
I can lead Baikao Pavilion. Expand your current territory 1,000 times larger than it is today.
100-fold, 1,000 times.
Yeah, Qing. Do you know what you are talking about?
Having lived this life, he understood all too well the underlying logic of the cultivation world. Even if his cultivation recovers 3 years from now, returning alone to Yumiao sect. At most, he'll just be cannon fodder for a powerful cannon fodder. If you want a real turnaround, trampling those lofty enemies beneath your feet, how can you manage without money or influence? For these 3 years, he had to build Yunshan City into his ironclad foundation. And Baikao Pavilion is the best starting point.
Changshang. Let's give a clearing. You just said you wanted Baikao Pavilion to become one of your assets. What does this sentence actually mean?
Literally, I want control of half of the Baikao Pavilion. From now on, major decisions at Baikao Pavilion.
I call the shots.
Grandpa Zhu is all a big mouth. Huh? You have indeed helped us a lot. Also, the Chief Qing. But once you open your mouth, you have to visit half the family.
Do you think that is possible? Q Pavilion Master Qingming was a man of keen insight. Yet they don't do any losing business. Since this is a business discussion, naturally, I will offer you a chip you can't refuse.
All right.
I listen attentively. Let's see what Earth, shattering trump card Qing is hiding.
First, I now hold absolute authority over the Black Market Business Alliance branch.
Are you kidding? The decision, making power of the Chamber of Commerce Alliance branch lies with Wei Jishi.
You are an outsider? What a coincidence.
The position is currently very close to me. As long as I nod, all the trade channels of the Merchant Alliance in Yunshan City.
The spirit is leaning and leaning.
Even the entry qualifications for the auction. Baikao Pavilion can dominate the list.
Exclusive favor from the Business Alliance. This was essentially moving the 100 Herbs Pavilion directly to the first burn spot in Yunshan City.
Second, and most importantly, I hold the refining technique for 4 horse, even 5th grade pills.
And they can produce you at any time.
What 5th grade pill are you talking about?
Changshang. Do you know what a 5th grade alchemist means in our territory? Even the elders of the Pill Institute of Yumiao sect. He didn't dare claim he could reliably refine 5th grade pills.
What? Master Gu doesn't believe me. How effective was the Fuyan pill you took before? I don't need to say more, do I? It was just a small gadget made casually.
The Merchant Alliance's decisive power combined with the monopoly of 5th grade pills.
How is this a bargaining chip? This is essentially 2 mountains of gold!
Changshang, I admit, the bargaining chips you put forward leave me with no reason to refuse. Now, Baikao Pavilion is being watched by the City Lord's mansion and various factions within the city, big and small. Like a piece of fatty meat. If it could truly be handed over to you, backed by the Business Alliance and you, a mysterious high-grade alchemist, it really can save you countless troubles.
From what Pavilion Master Gu said, is there still a master?
But I can't promise you. To be precise, it is just me who can't make this decision alone. Although I am the master of the 100 Herbs Pavilion, but this is just a loan. This is the work of my brother and sister-in-law, who risked their lives to leave behind it. It was also a clear and thorough matter. the foundation of that girl's future survival and livelihood. I am his aunt. I have to take responsibility for him. No matter how tempting your offer is, I can't ignore Qingtang's intentions. Casually, he handed away half of the 100 Herbs Pavilion. Therefore, I need to ask Qingtang for his opinion on this matter. Only then can you get a final answer.
Gu and Zhou, this steady commitment to the bottom line, it was precisely because he valued the other party. If he is someone who forgets loyalty for profit, those who casually sold off their niece's family assets, he actually didn't dare to cooperate deeply. This is the kind of person worth befriending.
This was understandable. I completely understand Pavilion Master Gu's difficulties. Ask the Green Hall. After all, from now on, everyone will be in the same boat. However, as future partners, let me give you a quick reminder. You say today brother Xiao Baisheng brought the betrothal gifts and forcibly broke into the 100 Herbs Pavilion, forced the marriage and demanded the woman. Do you really think this is just young Master Xiao's toad wanting to eat swan meat? Are you crazy?
Isn't that so? He had been coveting the Qingtang for quite some time.
Qiyu Pavilion Master, you think the City Lord's mansion is too simple. Today's forced marriage. It was nothing but a test and an open plot, using the early marriage contract they arranged years ago as a pretext.
In name, it was about marrying a wife.
In reality, they were here to openly seize the Baikao Pavilion.
Once, Qingqiu married into the household. The foundation of the 100 Herbs Pavilion naturally fell into the hands of the City Lord's mansion. I've made it clear. The City Lord's mansion had a knife already pressed against his neck. Should I sit and wait for death, or drag me into the game and overturn this game? You two should discuss it carefully. I am waiting for your good news.
Auntie, it is so late, and you still haven't rested. Qingtang, don't rush anymore.
Auntie has something very important to discuss with you.
Was it the City Lord's mansion causing trouble during the day? I heard from the servants. Xiaofusheng and people carrying betrothal gifts to block the gate. Later, Ye Changsheng drove him away.
Yes.
Thanks to Ye Changsheng, he happened to be present today. His methods were ruthless. He directly pinned Xiao Baizhong to his knees, begging for mercy. The Xin Fei didn't even dare to take her away and ran off. But he drove away Xiao Yan. The City Lord's mansion would not let it go easily. Ye Changsheng, today you have a clear confession to me. The City Lord's mansion probably already knows about your restoration of cultivation.
They really did set their sights on Baikao Pavilion,
using the engagement as a pretext to make a move, rightfully annexing us. He was quite calculating. So today, Ye Changsheng put forward a condition with me. Conditions? What does he want? He demonstrated a 5th-grade alchemy technique, demanding the right to choose the business alliance, and half of the control over the Baikao Pavilion.
He knew his niece too well.
Cold on the outside, and hot within, stubborn to the core.
This Baikao Pavilion was the only memory left by his parents.
Now, someone suddenly appeared. As soon as he spoke, he was about to leave, and half the families were even above the Pavilion Master.
I want half the control of Baikao Ji. Major decisions.
爱国说了算.
Green pear tree. Aunt knew this was a difficult choice. After all, this is the work of your parents. So Auntie didn't dare agree to him directly. I came specifically to ask what you mean. If you are unwilling, even if Aunt had to risk her life.
Does Ye Changsheng 想要百草吗?
Give it to him.
The older brother had prepared a belly full of words of comfort and persuasion.
He even prepared a contingency plan for his niece to lose her temper and flip the table. But this girl didn't hesitate for even half a second. He was just short of slapping the deed of Baikao Pavilion right in the face. Girl, you don't have a fever, do you?
Auntie.
I was very clear-headed. Clear-headed. If you can give away half of Baikao Pavilion's assets with just one sentence, this is the hard work your parents fought for with their lives. You used to guard against those stewards as you would guard against thieves. Why are you so generous with Ye Changsheng today? Could it be that you trust him so much? Girl, if this is not magnanimity, is there no other choice?
Auntie,
don't be fooled by how readily I agree now. Actually, my heart is as clear as a mirror. Even if we hold on tightly and refuse to give Yi Changsheng the lucrative Beikao Pavilion, the people from the city lord's mansion will also look for opportunities to annex them. Xiao Beisheng dared to bring betrothal gifts to block the door today. Tomorrow, the city lord's mansion will dare to randomly accuse us of stealing our warehouses. When it really comes to that point, the hard work of parents is truly destroyed in half. But there is nothing to say but about, and was taken away by the city lord's mansion. That was the meat bun that was sent away. But only gave the 100 herbs pavilion to Ye Changsheng. I can rest assured. So when I heard he intended to take control of the Beikao Pavilion, I actually felt a bit more at ease. Suddenly, he felt that he saw things more clearly than I. The pavilion master did. Guest ministers, to put it bluntly, are temporary cooperation. One day, when he gets upset, or maybe there is a better place to go, patting his butt and leaving. He didn't even have an excuse to hold him back. He couldn't possibly go to him in a private capacity, could he? So what is going on?
But if Beikao Pavilion becomes Yi Changsheng's property, the situation is completely different. The 100 Herbs Pavilion exists, and he is here. Maintain contact legitimately.
Clear the hall.
You don't have your eye on that guy.
Are you? Auntie, don't talk nonsense. I am only thinking about the future of Beikao Pavilion. It is purely an exchange of interests. Now that you are half a host, all the situations at Beikao Pavilion, I have to make everything clear to you.
Listen attentively.
Currently, every year our Beikao Pavilion purchases herbs from several nearby spiritual medicine production areas. The quantity is about 300,000 jin. Most are low and mid-tier. High-grade spiritual herbs are extremely rare.
What about the situation of closing the order?
This was exactly our previous weakness. Isolating and nurturing several second and third-grade alchemists. The number of pills refined each year is less than 100,000. Most of these are basic qi recovery methods for healing injuries.
Relying solely on these things can support Herbal Bro's current stall. As for sales,
This is our chassis. Every year, the major sects, including some outer sect strongholds of the Yumiao sect on the outskirts, will send us stable orders.
Although the profit is not large, but the advantage lies in great capacity. It can keep the Beikao Pavilion running.
Comprehensive infrastructure.
There are channels, but core competitiveness is injected with high-frequency elixirs. I roughly understand the doubling of resources in the Alliance.
The general direction ahead. I will release a batch of 4th and 5th grade pills as core products. Completely open up the high-end channels of the business alliance.
But these are all business matters. Now I want to ask something else.
What to ask?
Qiu Wangzhou.
What are your plans for the future?
What could I possibly be planning?
From now on, I will probably stay at Beikao Pavilion forever, helping you manage these businesses, and at the same time, train Qingtang.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Did I say something wrong?
The solitary pavilion master.
The road ahead for me is long. It is also dangerous. What I want is not just a Beikao Pavilion. This was just my first stepping stone.
During this process, I need someone who can hold my foundation. Can I fully trust you? Trusting you like a confidant.
He was not only testing his loyalty, but also giving him a chance to choose. Is to be an ordinary partner, or should he be completely tied to his chariot? If I entrust myself to you, can it show my sincerity?
What he just said. The main purpose is to warn and probe.
He just wanted to see this usually shrewd and steady beautiful pavilion master. Is it truly not a bit hard to understand the resolve to be completely tied to him on one rope?
But who would have thought?
Qiu Wangzhou usually appeared dignified. When faced with problems, don't bet lightly. Once you decide to place a bet, it is all about being outrageous. This is called showing sincerity. This is called flipping the table and going all in.
Actually, It doesn't need to be this serious.
Why didn't you say so earlier?
You unwrapped the bag too fast. I didn't even have time to stop it.
Ye Qiqing was now satisfied.
I've revealed all my trump cards to you. If you dare to trick me in the future,
Even if I were a ghost, I wouldn't let you go.
Since the conversation is open, so let's get down to business. From now on, the position of 100 Herbs Pavilion Master, you must hand it over.
hand it over. Who should I hand it over?
Do it for Qingtang.
I understood. He thought that his earlier unreserved statement, Yi Changsheng regarded him as his closest support. But, in the end, in his heart, was Qingtang still more important? Qingtang is so young.
She has great temperament and good talent.
Who wouldn't like it? The elders' ages are obvious. When does Yi Qiqing plan to have Qingtang take over my position as Pavilion Master?
Not yet at present.
Qingtang still needs experience. You still have to hold up the current stall of Baikal Pavilion.
So exactly when do we have to wait?
Once I completely destroy the City Lord's mansion, Giyu Qingten will take over your position as Pavilion Master.
Destroy the City Lord's mansion. This is no small matter. If anything goes wrong, the entire 100 Herbs Pavilion will be doomed.
You don't need to worry about that. I know what I am doing.
All right. I have noted it down. When the City Lord's mansion collapses, I will abdicate and yield to the worthy one. Later, he helped Qingtang in the pavilion. Help him do the math.
Why strike? You become the Lord of Yongshan City.
Who?
Lord of Yunshan City.
Me. Except for you.
Who else could it be?
No. How could this be? The position of City Lord carries great responsibility. That was the clear soup meant to unite all the factions in Yunshan City.
No, it is not allowed.
Given Giyu Qingtang's temperament, at best, he would just manage 100 Herbs Pavilion. He was too young. It is easy to act on emotion, unable to suppress all the monsters and demons in the city. If Yongshan City really had to be handed over to him, without needing 3 days, then he would be sidelined. In this city, I can trust completely. And he even has the ability to manage the entire Yongshan City. You are the only candidate.
So he wasn't despised for me. It turns out he doesn't think clear soup is more important than me. He intended to keep Qingtang in the stable rear of Baikal Pavilion, and to bring the pinnacle of power over all of Yunshan City into my hands. This is not just about the credibility of power, and even more so, unconditional trust and entrustment.
The tea leaves I gave you.
Is it okay?
At night, I brew a pot at home. I guarantee you and your husband won't sleep all night.
Thank you, sister. Lately, my husband has been complaining about being tired every day. Just in need of this supplement. Don't worry. It is all here.
Wait, that is not right.
Why does the color look off? Did I take the wrong thing?